Yeah, shit, I was not ready for that. And Chad, neither was Chad. Got noodles and shit. And everyone's just like popping in. Yeah, well, welcome back to another. Oh, okay. All right, welcome back to another episode of the Geeks Podcast. We got other people joining us. Everybody's popping in. Oh well, welcome back to another episode. I'm really tired and I don't have a voice. So I need y'all to be the voice of the voiceless. I am your host, the one, the only, notoriously infamous, the most chaotic panelist and podcast host in all of Texas, the one, the only, King Mexico himself, Mr. Uppy's Captain Mexico. I almost said Captain Uppy.
Captain Uppies.
Shut up.
It sounds like he's just hitting the mute button, unmute, mute, unmute.
My bad.
Mute, unmute.
Is it? Does it sound like I'm? Oh, maybe it's.
Yeah, exposure on your mic needs to go up, I think.
I just. It's as high as it goes. My voice is just shot.
Party.
I did too much screaming at karaoke.
I figured as much.
Do I sound like a smoker?
No, you sound like you need voice rest because you were probably singing your heart out at karaoke. No, if you think this was bad, you should have seen the Sunday panel. The Sunday panel, his voice was like...
Yeah, it was... I've been trying to drink more, hydrate. I can't even think. Moisturize
the inside of his throat.
That's right. All right, joining us always is, we got some special guests today, but joining me is substituting for Sonic until he gets here. He is the Wednesday night co-host. He is the diamond that does the assassin. He is the man that loses his shit. Diamond Assassin.
Apparently I died.
All right, we'll talk about that in a minute.
We will talk about that.
What's going on? Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, it wasn't coming through at first.
And joining us back, who is a very special guest on the show, Savvy. Yay.
Yay.
Let's go. Let's go.
Can you hear us?
Savvy's at like 3 frames per second right now.
No, I think I'm having issues, so I'm hearing bits and everything right now. I'm just like waiting.
Oh, yeah.
Are they on their
mellow
phone?
Out. So.
Yeah, you're coming in choppy. Yeah.
If she's on her phone, that's probably why.
She's not on her phone. She's obviously on a computer.
Oh, she's on a computer?
You could tell
Looks
by
like a computer right now.
you could tell by the how the screen is set up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right, Savvy Blossom Cosplays is joining us. Also, Suffering, who was a panelist at Delta.
Let's go.
Jazz of the Con, who is a performer / panelist at the con.
Let me hop off.
What's going on? Glad to be back.
Hop back on and see if that does something.
Okay.
Really quick.
And Diamond, who is just kind of there.
I was babysitting. Babysitting / between the edge of life and death. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, we got a lot to talk about this past week, and a lot happened. We have more guests popping on the show. Have her reboot her system.
It was a good time.
All right, I think even okay. How are we coming in now?
Is it still delayed? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it is.
No, it's not as delayed as before, though.
I
mean, can you hear us? Can you hear us at all?
Is that Jer Chan in the chat? Oh, let's go.
There you go.
Yeah, let me text her real quick. Yeah, it's on her side. It could be. I told her to restart her system. Yeah, so JJ, had a booth this past weekend. You know, he was showing off his brand new video game, selling some contraband, and
I forgot that's what we called it.
Man, let's go.
Contraband.
Let's go. Let me go ahead and share the podcast link. We got a lot to talk about today. Like I said, a lot happened during Delta HCon, including brand new anime Matsuri drama that we're briefly going to touch on at the end of the review. You know, it's not a Delta weekend unless there's some Matsuri drama.
Say the line, Jesse.
I said it like 3 times yesterday, and I didn't even want to. Y'all kept like, "Come on, Jesse, say it, Jesse." Well, we do have a rescue today with us on this very special guest on the show. A rescue. We saved this, and it's honey bun.
Hey yo.
For those of you that aren't aware of the honey bun joke, you will hear about it. If you're not in the Discord, you probably don't know what's going on. But I rescued this honey bun from 17.
Not only join the Discord, but like, comment, and subscribe on the video on YouTube.
That's right. Make sure you like the video.
The algorithm. We need to get Delta HCon out there.
Let's go. Fucking hell. Fuck Matsuri.
Yeah! He said the thing!
Fuck Matsuri. Fuck the French. And I hate this group.
Yeah! It's okay. The French are officially 4th after World Cup weekend.
Yeah, so fuck them. 3. Let's go.
Didn't they win who won the last World Cup? Oh, and the World Cup was this past weekend, and we had a showing in the room. Savvy's back. Let's see how it works this time. Hello.
Hi.
Okay, we can. Okay, yeah, that you sound better. You're actually moving at 30 frames per second.
The normal frame rate.
Yeah, you were moving at a slideshow rate.
Well, in fairness, I was also like sitting very still, so it could have been both. I literally was just like standing here or sitting here, just like hearing bits and pieces of everything instead of everything.
Well, no, so when you did move, it was like.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, I had to. I guess my operating system had to completely reboot because I had to update. Apparently.
Oh, so that happened to me right before a panel, actually.
Yeah, totally.
Aren't those the best?
Oh, I know. Tell me about it.
So introduce yourself. We kind of did introduce you. We waited till you came back so we could do your introduction last because you were having the issues. So go ahead, let them know who you are. Like, what was your role at the con this past weekend?
Hi, my name is Savvy Blossom Cosplays. I am a Houston/Victoria, Texas local cosplayer. I guess I am just a every year attendee of Delta HCon, whether I'm just competing in the cosplay contest or guesting at Delta HCon. I'm all over the place. And apparently I broke hearts of a lot of different people on Friday because I showed up so late and everyone was asking my roommate and my one of my cosplay kids where the heck I was. So there's that. That was a fun thing to hear. But yeah, hi everybody.
Welcome. Yeah, I think it's also okay. Yeah, so we're not going to bring up that part on the show, but yes, that happened in the comment section. If you see it, you know now. But yeah, that actually did happen. Yeah, lot happened this past. Oh, I don't want to show it because it has a political person's name.
Yeah, we won't say anything, but
it's in the comment section for the video. See, I don't know what it looks like for y'all because I have the admin version, but you should be able to see the chat. Yeah, ha ha ha. So Spain photoshopped a certain someone from the official trophy event. He crashed at the World Cup.
They also cut the feed because both teams were duking it out at the end.
Yeah.
Easy.
All right, so for those of you that aren't aware, Delta HCon was this past weekend in the West Chase Marriott in Houston, Texas. We are 1 week out away from DreamCon as well, and now we are also 1 week away from Anime Matsuri.
Let's go.
We're not going.
Boo, Matsuri.
Boo.
But we are 1 month away. I think Savvy's also having issues again.
I heard
Yeah.
that. I was upstairs doing.
Yeah, she's freezing again.
Yeah, she's freezing again. I think it's her. It could also be the network.
Yeah.
Yep.
We'll figure it out. We're working on things. We're doing stuff. We're
going on behind the scenes, tech support.
tech support.
Everything will be fine. It'll work out. It'll work out. It'll work out.
But yeah, fuck MATSURI.
Oh god damn it! The quotes blew up this past weekend. General blew up this past weekend. So let's go ahead and start talking about Delta HCon this past weekend. Suffering had 5 panels.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Savvy? Not like. Let me see. Oh, okay, she's not here anymore officially. Why is there?
Because I think it's probably taken a while for it to register.
Yeah.
Hi, camera, key audio. Let me see. I hit her for now because she's not even on here. Okay, there she goes. Okay. So it's weird. You weren't even on here, but it still had you as a placeholder. Oh, I think it's your internet.
Yeah.
My internet's fine. Like my roommate's saying the Wi-Fi is fine. I don't know what's going on.
Have you tried running it? I'm going to tell you what I used to tell my employees. Have you tried running a speed test?
Oh my god, not the speed test. Oh my god.
Because it might not just be it might be the ping.
I know at some point I had to download and install like a new thing every once in a while, so
The only thing we got from that was D&D campaigning every once in a while.
Is someone downloading something or using Netflix? Because that's the only 2 things.
Or like 3 people in your household on League or something. Like
maybe the neighbor's stealing Wi-Fi.
Oh no, they're just mooching off.
No, not the
internet.
And boo! I was at Delta last Saturday. It was fun. Oh shit! Here we go. I can't. They have it face. I feel like I know who this is. Like the person commenting.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, damn it! I'm trying to help Savvy figure. I can't do anything from here. I can't. I don't know. Okay. Let's continue. All right, so we were at Delta this past weekend from Thursday until today. We actually just left this today, and I got home around 3, and I had to unpack everything, and I'm in the process of cleaning my room. But yeah, we had karaoke both nights.
Mm-hmm.
Terrible fan fiction Friday night.
Woo.
We actually did our first game show panel, which was it's Elliot. Yes, and you smash it. Thank you. Yeah, I thought I recognized your picture. We did Timu or not. No, I'm sorry, To Be or Not To Be, which is my first game show panel, and I feel like it was pretty fun. It was funny.
Game show panels.
And then we did Socializing 101, which I'm glad Suffering was there for because like it helped me a lot because I could barely talk yesterday.
Yeah, I was like, when you called me up immediately, I'm like, I don't want to steal the show. And then I heard your voice and I was like, oh, he
needed help.
Yeah, because my voice was shot, dude. It's a little bit better today, but it was shot yesterday and it was just terrible. And it is what it is. But yeah, no, I know you had 5 panels. What were your 5 panels?
I had 6 panels.
Oh, you had 6 panels.
So I had on Friday, I had my Asian identity panel, my most controversial panel that I do, but
it was a good time. A lot of people really, really, vibe with it. I had my K-pop versus J-pop panel. I had my trying to remember everything card game anime panel at 9 a.m. on Saturday. That's why I'm having trouble remembering it. And then after that, I had my speaking panel on Saturday at 11 a.m. And then Sunday, I debuted my panel on otaku solitude and loneliness in our community. And then my last panel was the power of friendship in anime.
Nice.
Out of all the 6 of them, which one do you feel?
Diamond, you and Stuff are gonna have to take over the podcast for a while. I gotta go do something up. It's gonna be a while. I'll be back.
Yeah, no worries. Out of all the 6 panels that you did, which one do you feel like you like this year? You're like, this was something that a lot of people actually enjoyed, or you enjoyed, or you felt like you enjoyed?
I feel like my strongest panel personally that I performed this year was probably my K-pop versus J-pop panel, but it's because it's been so practiced and so rehearsed at this point that I was just like completely in rhythm. Pretty much every single convention asks for this one, but it was like I feel like I had a really strong performance, but I actually had not only like a surprisingly good turnout, but I also had really good crowd vibes at my Asian identity panel, which I was not expecting at all. Because I was like sitting in there, and my audience usually for that panel is like majority darker Asian, because they immediately understand what the panel title is all about. But this one was about half not that and half that, and everyone was like, "No, we get it," right? Like, and the vibes in that panel were immaculate. I think as far as what I was expecting not to pack out, but I did, was actually my Otaku Solitude Loneliness panel. That was the most film I got that panel room. That was the most filled I got that panel room 3 on, which we're going to talk about panel room 3 in a bit, because 5 out of my 6 panels were in there. But yeah, like I was very, very shocked by how many people wanted to turn out and hear me yap for an hour about why people aren't making friends at cons anymore. Because that's essentially what the panel is. But no, like that panel is absolutely great.
Okay, so we do have a comment. Went Saturday, only enjoyed both the Texas Idol Fest show and the special maid cafe. The dealer's room wasn't much to see this year, sadly. Few card stores. I don't really care for like the dealer's room anymore at cons. There's pretty much never anything I want anymore.
I think we just go to cons too much, where we're kind of neutralized at like what the dealer's room's offering was. I did like the fact that they tried to fit as many artists as possible. That artist alley was very narrow, especially like if you got in that first row. It was very hard to kind of squeeze through because it didn't feel like a lot of people could move through it. Part of that is the layout of the venue, but I also feel like I totally get you, Smasha. Like, Delta is not like the reason why you go to Delta is not for the vendor area. The reason why you go to Delta is probably going to be other things which revolve around like programming or the environment or things like that. Because if you're looking for a robust vendor experience, like there's a lot of other cons that do that. I feel like Delta has kind of picked its lane in a way that ensured that, okay, you know what you're getting with this con. And, surprisingly enough, like before the con, I had a lot more people DMing me interested, being like, hey, can I make it out to Delta this year? And a lot of people trying to bum badges off of me, which always is a good sign, because if I get more DMs about that than normal, that means people want to actually go. So I think the con's improving in its image a lot. And that's like the biggest upside I sort of saw before the con, for sure. Because, everyone that's been to Delta for multiple years, what to expect out of that dealer's room. Since they made panel room 4 into that steampunk room, what to kind of expect as far as where panel rooms are going to be laid out and stuff. Just the thing is, how well did I execute it compared to previous years? Because it's safe to say that with both me and Mexico, this is probably the con we go to the most and the most frequently, at this point, at least. So,
Yeah, I think so. I think this is because I'm trying to think of it. Like besides this one in Allcon, there's really no
There's really
con
nothing that like kind of like
that
gives
we've
you
been to the
consistency.
most. Well, no, we've been to the most. He said like this is the one we go to the most.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I think I've been to more deltas than any other individual con at this point, just because, you know, Houston native, it's my hometown con. I think San Japan is only like maybe a year behind at this point. But I think I've been to, I want to say this was my 9th or 10th delta.
I feel like that's a very common sentiment with all the people that live here because of the amount of just it just feels like a community. And that's what I've been hearing even before I got to go this year for the first time. And it really is a community. So
yeah, you've never been there. So this was a really significant Delta H Con for Diamond, but also Chad, before we haven't asked you yet, how many panels and performances did you do this weekend?
So I did ooh, excuse me. So I did my usual 1 hour performance on Saturday, and then I did a special performance again at karaoke that Saturday night as well.
Okay. You only had the one panel though, right?
Yes.
Okay. There were I gotta say there were a lot of panels this year. I feel like this year significantly was more of everything compared to last year. There were more people in attendance. I feel like last year there were more panels. There were less cancellations, last minute cancellations. There was a little bit more hype for this year. There was definitely more stuff going on because of the World Cup on Sunday at Delta this year.
Right.
There was a lot more, and I we're gonna talk about we're gonna get into detail about everything, but I don't know how Groupon works. I don't know if Delta made that deal with them or Groupon just. I don't know how that worked. I don't know the logistics behind it. I'm pretty sure Delta made a deal with Groupon.
Yeah.
But I feel like the Groupon really is like helped a lot with Delta this year. I feel like that because how much was it? Like it was like $32 a badge. It was already discounted. Plus they gave you like an additional $6 discount.
Mm-hmm.
Like use this code for. It was $32. With taxes, I think it was around 36.
Because I think Pop spent almost like maybe like $50 for the badge.
He bought it on site though, right?
Yes.
So the Groupon actually expired yesterday for Delta. Obviously, they're not going to have it up today.
Right.
But I don't know. I don't know how you guys feel about that one. I feel like the Groupon really did make a big difference, and I feel like that was for the better. The Groupon, obviously, other cons do it. DreamCon did it. I don't know if Matsuri is doing it. Honestly, I don't really care or keep up. And the only reason why we have new anime Matsuri drama that we're aware of is because like something has been going around the internet, been widespread, and we're going to talk about it a little bit towards the end of the show. But Delta this past weekend, I have to say, like there's some things that kind of confused me this year, and I kind of feel. For instance, the formal was on Saturday. Was it always on Saturday?
So they've tried the formal on Saturday in a previous year, but normally it is on Friday.
They had a rave Friday, and they had the formal Saturday. I felt like that should have been vice versa.
I think that was probably because the main guest that they have every year, Kohei, probably had some scheduling conflict because he seemed. I don't want to say he seemed like distracted this weekend, right? But he definitely didn't seem like he was like, all right, I'm fully giving everything into the con, right? Compared to previous years, which is like totally fine, especially with someone who has as good of a reputation as he does as a Japanese guest. Because, like Kohei himself, like in the past few years, he's like made Delta HCon what it is because he's been the one Japanese guest. So I feel like that was probably something that behind the scenes they had to work out or pull off or something because of some scheduling.
He was there Saturday though. He was on stage for the cosplay competition.
Yeah.
So
maybe they wanted him to do more stuff on Saturday rather than just like, because that's the only thing I would anticipate as to why that decision was made. Right?
Mhm.
It could just be like they just decided to do it this year. But yeah, your guess is as good as mine.
I mean,
So.
it's interesting because honestly, it threw me off because I expected the rate. I expected the formal Friday and not Saturday. It was because when I wore my suit, my full suit, someone thought, "Hey, you going to the formal?" I'm like, no, man, fuck the formal. I hate formal dances because I don't know, like I just thought that was really weird. That kind of felt through. And one of the things I will say is this year they had a lot of lip syncing
Lip sync battle.
Yeah, like lip sync battles. There were like 2 or 3 that I saw on there.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a karaoke before karaoke on Saturday.
Yeah, this was the year they really packed in the schedule, I felt like, which it did feel like there was more to do. But I think part of the consequence of that was, like you said, there was more cancellations this year, ratio-wise, because of like how much things were stacking up. I'm not sure that affected the quality as much, just because there was a lot of things to do at different times. I just feel like it is a bit weird to approve panels that all feel very samey because it felt like every time I could find a panel on the schedule, there was another panel just like it. Not necessarily nearby, but somewhere on the schedule. So.
Well, welcome back, Savvy. We were just talking about like stuff on the schedule.
Yeah, I had to log into my phone to kind of hear a little bit, and then I had to do some stuff on my computer side to get that resolved. So I think hopefully we're back to where we are at, or supposed to be.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Well, there is a little bit of a lag. Like
it's a small delay, but we can still hear. It's a lot better. Yeah.
Okay, great, awesome. I think Kohei's been there since 2019, I believe. He's been there for a couple of years, for sure. He's there every year and has been for at least 5 to 6 years.
I feel like a fucking idiot because I don't really know who Kohei is.
He's the host for the rave, and then he's the DJ for the cosplay contest during the halftime show, and he does a lot of the audios for the cosplay contest and such like that. He used to do panels when he first came to Delta H, but he doesn't do panels much anymore. He's one of the DJs besides what's her name? It's Karadoki. Baratoki.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
but the rave used to be on Friday.
The rave was always on Friday?
Yeah, the rave is always on Friday.
Really?
Huh.
I swear
they used to do the rave so it wouldn't conflict with the cosplay contest.
But what about the formal? Was formal always on, because this year it was on Saturday. Or was it on Friday?
Do the rave. No, wait, hang on, I flipped it. The rave was on Saturday and the formal was on Friday. So they flipped it.
And that's how we were used to it. Right. So we're just discussing that change.
That really threw me off this year because
they've been flipping it around so bad.
MC DJ various cons, cultural events, and other has. I wonder why they did that. I thought maybe because they maybe the person running the formal this year just wanted on Saturday. I feel like I don't think Saturday is a good day to have the formal. It's just my opinion, honestly. I feel
No.
that's more of a Friday event.
I think they were trying to get more people in there, like because when it's like fold up, because normally Saturday is the busiest. So that's the only thing I could think of.
Like formals are okay. Okay, they're fun if you like to dress up and be fancy and all that shit and like wear dresses, wear suits, but like to actually move around, sit, dance, it's kind of like I feel like it should have been the rave because Saturday night is like the last night of the con. That's when you want to go big or go home.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I
And-
think out of all of the formals, I think there's only been 2 themes that myself and friends of mine were actually interested in going in. And I remember the formal used to be just a gold pass member thing. And then they eventually opened it up to everybody else. But I don't know anybody, especially in my group, that would be actually willing to go to the formal because we always had some other panel on top of it, or we had another major event on top of it.
I used to go and just check out the formal. I would never, since I'm press, there's a little bit more leniency if you're press. I'm just there to review it, to talk about the con. So normally they would let me in. Like I could take my backpack into to the rave. I didn't have to leave it because I got my camera. I got this, I got that. I'm gonna go in there and because I'm here to review the con. Honestly, there are a lot of people that go, they dress up, they get all fancy, they'll eat the little snacks they lay out, and then they like there will be if there are 40 people there, only 10 will dance at most.
Yeah.
And it's not that they don't want to, it's just that it's a pain in the ass to move in some of these outfits.
I mean, personally, when it comes to formal dances, I like San Japan's model the best, and that's just not because I'm the biggest San Japan glazer in the world. That's because I think if you do a formal, like, have a cause behind it or have like a unique sponsor or something, and that gives people more of an incentive to attend or do something unique. So, yeah, I just think putting it Saturday is a weird choice. Yeah, I think pretty much everyone here is in agreement that it is sort of a weird choice, that it always feels like a Friday or even Thursday thing for a con to do.
Right.
And just putting it at that time on Saturday, if anything, probably brought more traffic to your room like than anything else, I feel. But yeah.
Well, I mean, at one point, the room party had more people than the formal.
Yeah, the whole entire like we filled up one whole room, and then everybody else like slowly started trickling into the second room.
Yeah, no, it was we had the unofficial Delta HCon room party again this year, and it was packed. It was I bartended for until about 10:30 when I had to leave and go set up for karaoke. It was fun. We did our toast. Give a shout out to everyone that we've lost in the past. Delta HCon is celebrating 20 years in 2 years. I'm celebrating 20 years of con going next year.
Let's go.
No, let's not go, man. I know everyone here has been to Delta this year. We were talking about it. It felt a lot bigger. There were a lot more things going on. People seemed to have more fun this year. Last year, I didn't want to like talk too bad about Delta, but last year it just felt like Delta was experiencing what a lot of cons are experiencing. Last year, Delta experienced what a lot of cons are experiencing this year, a drop. Because a lot of cons this year have dropped in sales and attendance. That's why a lot of people are willing to cut deals with Groupon.
Right.
A lot of cons have cut deals with Groupon, and it helped. I don't know what anyone has to say, but I believe that it helped Delta a lot.
You know what else I think helped Delta a lot, and everyone that goes to SumiCon Texas as well will love to hear this. The West Chase renovations are finally finished.
So
after years of it feel like part of the hotel was closed off, now they have the nice marble floors. Now they have everything else they would promise, and the venue does feel a lot nicer legitimately. So I think that probably helped as well.
Mm-hmm. What were you going to say, Savvy?
I know on my end specifically, I know a lot of the issue in terms of like people getting tickets through Delta HCon was the website as well, because they updated it 3 months before the con when they probably should have waited and kept the old system until they had a full year to get it done. A couple of friends of mine, as well as others that I spoke to, had issues getting confirmation emails for their tickets after purchasing. They did a panel cap this year. They also filtered out panels, approved and denied them. So it was a lot more stricter in terms of panels and things along that line. There was also a lot of glitches in the system in terms of when panels were signed up and if they were under a name or not under a name and along with that fun stuff. And I had a couple of friends of mine say they weren't able to get their ticket or confirm if they got it, so they didn't purchase them.
Was it always an issue with the tickets throughout the years of
No.
No, it was pretty straightforward. You were able to get your confirmation email pretty much instantly. You would also get a confirmation email instantly. They also were really to accepting panels this year. Like we had a week notice to know if our panel made it or not.
It's funny. We were watching them in real time be put into the schedule and being accepted, because the new system that they use, it goes into pending when Sarah was making the schedule. So when
Oh really?
When the panels go into pending, that means she's messing with it.
Yeah.
So we were in the Discord watching it in real time be added to the schedule. We were kind of witnessing the schedule be made with our panels. I'm like, okay, they got this one, and then like 5 minutes later, we get like this email, and then we saw her mess with another one, and then 5 minutes later, another email, and then like this was like at 1 or 2 in the morning, by the way.
Yeah, I wasn't even in voice chat, and I still messaged on the Discord being like, "Oh, I got this one. Oh, I got this one. Oh, I got this one."
Yeah, so we were watching them. So the new system, like, kind of like in real time, showed us that they were being messed with. It was like a game of roulette. Okay, what are they gonna take? What are they gonna take? Oh, and then they didn't take Pokemon. I was like, boo. It was the new system's interesting. Like for the most part, it still has remnants of the old system, but like the new one is definitely very interesting. It threw me off when they changed it up because the registration for panels is still the same.
Yeah.
The way the information we have to fill out is still the same, whereas the way we see
the old clunky WordPress form that we have to slodge through.
It's so much better than Anime North. I will tell you, Anime North, Texas. I keep saying Anime North, but it's Anime North, Texas in Dallas area, the Dallas-Fort Worth area. They ask you 20 questions. Who are you? Pitch this panel. Give us a description.
Did you hear back from them?
Nothing.
By the way?
I thought I got denied. Apparently, nobody's heard anything.
Yeah, no, I got denied. I got a denial email
immediately. By the way,
Jesus.
Yeah.
No, but with Delta, the system is kind of interesting. I didn't think. You said they were being like, you said some panels were like just filtered out, like they just disapproved them right away.
Yeah, no, because I submitted 5 panels personally, only 2 got accepted.
Okay.
But I think part of that is because a lot of them were repeats. I think for one. I think only one of my repeats made it, but I ended up having to cancel that one anyway because I was at a teacher conference anyway, so it got scratched off the schedule and I let them know ahead of time. I know a couple other friends submitted panels. Not all of them got accepted. I think they're just trying to do variation with it this year, I think is what happened as well. And then the part that kind of broke my heart, on the old website, you used to be, if you submitted a panel or if you had a login to the website, you would have been able to go see the admin portal and actually see everything before it was approved or denied. And you can kind of get a sneak peek at everything before it got submitted on the schedule, but they don't have that option anymore.
Yes, you got to backdoor it, but it's still on there.
Oh,
because I was able to access it. We want to welcome another guest on the show who is actually a guest at Delta HCon this year. Uh, Aaron, John, you put your whole government name on there.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. You're like the first person that's ever done that. Everyone else has like mine just says Mexico.
Well, she uses her whole government name
That's
as a
true.
guest, right?
That
So
is fair. You yourself are a brand. You're selling that brand.
Yes.
Go give her your money, people.
Go line up at her booth. Give her more signatures.
Let's go.
I have your business card somewhere. So I was able to like invite you. No, welcome to the show. We were actually just talking about the convention because they had the formal Saturday night and the rave Friday, and it threw me the hell off.
I haven't been to either, honestly. Like I said before, I was with my younger children, so we just kind of went for the daytime stuff. But then this year was the first time I did the karaoke, which was really fun, honestly.
Yes,
but that's the only nighttime event I get to go to.
I want to give a shout out to Erin because she's the only person, like, we barely get any rap or hip hop songs, but not only did she do like a hip hop song, it was a song from Friday.
Yo,
it was the Hoochie. You ever seen the movie whenever Craig's
Very nice.
toxic ass girlfriend shows up and she has like her own theme song? It was the Hoochie Mama theme song, Hood Rat Hoochie Mama theme song from the movie.
Yep.
And we were like, I was like, oh my God, this is beautiful. I love Friday. I've seen Friday more than there are people in the Discord.
Well, we talked about how it's a movie that everyone should see. I mean, if you use By Felicia, you should know where it comes from.
Right.
Absolutely. You should culture yourself, season yourself, educate yourself, touch some grass, watch Friday. Because apparently I was in my 30s when I realized Miss Parker is not watering grass. What the hell is she watering? The dirt? We were talking about the schedule for the con because Savvy submitted multiple panels. I myself also submitted 7 panels this year. I was fortunate enough to get 5. 2 of my panels were on at the same time: karaoke and fan fiction. So I went and hosted.
I submitted 9 and I got 6. So I talked to pretty much everyone else that held panels. I think I had the most. Yeah, I think they literally looked at all my panels and just tried to scrap as many repeats as they could, like you said, Savvy. So, yeah, I mean, getting a panel acceptance about 3 weeks before the con at 1 a.m., it's a little bit short notice.
Some people did get them in the morning because Sarah did stop working at one point because they all stopped going into pending because we were watching in real time like it was a game. And okay, I guess we'll just wait until tomorrow morning when she'll finish up. And yeah, sure enough, I was right. Usually we get them around this like a few weeks before the con. I had predicted we would get our schedules 2 weeks before the con. We actually got them a little bit sooner than I actually predicted, but it's usually around that time. Before we continue, Aaron, did you host? I know you were a guest, but did you host any panels?
No, my daughter and I were talking about doing something similar to a panel, I guess, next year. We were really big fans of Hitalia, and we wanted to have a model UN with different people coming up and playing different characters. But other than that, no, I have not done anything of that sort yet. I feel like we're still getting our feet wet.
Is that one of the? Is that like where they gonna like where people can ask them? Is that because there's a lot of those panels where it's called like they used to call them Ask a Nation, where they had all the cosplayers like at the panelist desk, and people would go from the audience would ask them questions, and they would answer the questions in character.
Yeah, that would be fun. I don't know. I'd have to figure out how to like get enough people involved to make it worthwhile. You know, right now it's just me and my 3 children that I run around with. But
if you need help with it, I can help you out. I know how to help set that up. The thing you're going to be stuck with on that is that not a lot of people like doing the Q&A panels anymore. You're going to have to do more of the playful, more themed panels. It's hard to get people to interact with you nowadays. There's been a huge change in attendee interactions from 2016 to now.
Yeah.
You gotta get them more engaged. Q&As aren't really a thing much anymore, except for like guest cosplayers or.
Well, I was thinking we
guest,
would have like some sort of script, kind of like the first episode. Like Germany would be in charge and whatnot, and like that. People could interact from there. I really haven't thought it through that much, honestly. But
you got a whole year.
I think the best way to do it, because I've seen some Hitalia panels in the past few years, but the best format I've seen, and this was in Chicago, so like this is free reign for you, is you have like an hour panel. The first 30 minutes you do that sub skit. I think like 23, 24 minutes. And then after that, it was just kind of like a podcast, and then people could chime in with questions. So they lined up to a mic. So,
do a mock debate.
Yeah, that's kind of what we were thinking. Like some sort of. That's why I said model you in, because I just remember doing that like in high school or something, where everybody's a certain country and you have bills that you try to go. I don't remember exactly what it was. It was like 8th grade, so it's been forever ago.
I would have them all just play Mario Kart and just talk trash to each other, and that's their character.
I mean, my kids loved the cosplay horrors panel. They were all about that, so that was good for the 14-year-old age group.
Okay, so that's another thing I wanted to bring up. Why the fuck wasn't there an adult version of that panel? Because I really wanted to go and share some shit.
Yeah, there's probably some stuff that would be somewhat inappropriate, I'm guessing. I'm sure. For kids that age, like they started to get into anime Matsuri stuff, and like my daughter was like, I don't know why they're hated and blah blah blah. They didn't. There was like a lot of alluding to stuff that they didn't quite understand. So,
well, that's why they had their mom, right? Because you were around for that.
Yes, right. No, and that's fine. I have no issue with like the content or anything. I'm just saying, like, I think a lot of it too. It's like it wasn't said out loud. And the people who aren't on the inside didn't know what the heck they were talking about, because I didn't really know either. But I had heard different things from different people and different forums and whatnot about that particular convention. But
Right. Well, you're in the right channel, because all we do is talk shit about anime Matsuri. Like, and I share my opinion all the time, and I will hold nothing back. I will tell you straight up, like that can. Okay, I don't know about all the. There's a lot of opinion, there's a lot of rumor and innuendo, but I will tell you some things that are actually based off of fact. The fact of the matter is that Anime Matsuri is actually poorly run, because the owner himself tends to, it's my way or the highway, and if you don't agree with him, he kind of degrades you, and he actually has rubbed people off the wrong way, and he's actually admitted to sexual harassment.
That's not great.
It's not fun. As a cosplayer, I try to advocate, hey, if you're going to go to Anime Matsuri, be careful. These are things that I've heard. These are things that have been proven true. And just, warning people ahead of time so they are aware of the situation. Because it's not the best con. And unfortunately, a lot of new con goers don't understand that. They don't know that. So if we talk about it, we of course go, yeah, I'm glad you went to a con, but hey, try not to go again if you can help it. I know a lot of vendors just go there to make money, and they have like specific deals that they do to get in and make money, so they don't have to pay for the fees or whatever, just to make money off the con. But that's pretty much majority of what the vendors do there, if they do know what's going on.
We have struggled so many years in this space for women to feel safe at conventions in the first place, and every single time.
Y'all did a great job with that. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt, but that's one of the reasons I am happy to bring my kids here.
Yeah. So, like, every single time someone says, "Oh, Matsuri is the biggest con in Houston," I'm like, "You're setting us back." Like, that's
not anymore.
I heard too that they inflate their numbers big time, especially for vendors and things like that. As a new vendor, you don't know really what you're getting into.
So the way they count their attendance number is the old format, how a lot of cons actually used to do it. What they do is, if you buy a 3-day badge, that counts for 3 people. So if you bought a 1-day, so if 10,000 people bought it, then it's going to be 30,000.
Yeah.
They also count every single. They also count every single press and exhibitor and panelist badge they issue as well as part of that attendance. So, and all those are 3 more people that they count on top of that. So
Right, and you wouldn't be
Bug
as an
get-
exhibitor going around to each of the things and purchasing stuff. I mean, maybe somewhat, but for the most part, you're probably going to be at your booth.
Mhm. So they're not the only ones that are guilty of doing that. A lot of conventions used to do that. The thing is, though, DreamCon is much bigger than they are. They are much safer. Yeah, DreamCon does have its issues, but they are a much better convention. They're more popular. What's up? You want to come in here? Yeah, you brought Hero 2 with you. Come on.
Is that the little?
What? I can't hear you. What?
Mine's about to get out of her voice lesson, so I'll have to pop off for a second and then come back on. But
No worries.
That's fine. You're fine. My kid's about to be live on the stream anyway. I'm gonna turn off my camera so she can climb me like she climbs over and then she gets to the bed because my room's small. But yeah, no. Anime Matsuri, if your kids want to go and enjoy and have fun, as long as you're there supervising, taking care of them, you shouldn't have any issues. The real issue with Anime Matsuri is that they allow they don't have enough security to make sure everyone is safe and sound and nobody's doing something stupid. So
yeah, that's not cool. Like, that's
Yeah,
why I
so-
would not send my kids there, because I do like to give them some level of independence, and I don't need to be with them constantly. But
I'm not on camera.
And even with the security issues,
Yeah,
you have to
it's
go
turned
into
off.
the convention also knowing that, some years they've been guilty of not paying their guests or not paying people that are in their
yeah, that's
booth.
not cool.
Either put it off or don't pay them entirely, to the point where many musical artists have said, we're not coming back to Matsuri because they didn't pay us, right? So like it's well documented, and the people that don't really understand that history probably just need to do more research, right? And that's what we would say.
When I looked into it, I started looking at like forums that were lists of different cons in Houston and stuff like that. And I saw that and I was like, oh, that looks like fun. But then I started to realize, well, I saw the ad for that first, actually. And then I started to realize it wasn't listed on any of the forums. And then I looked into it more and they're like, yeah, we don't list this because we're not a big fan of it, etc. So then I was like, okay, well, they definitely don't want to attend that. But I didn't know exactly why. And I did a little bit of research on Reddit and whatnot, but it's interesting. It's better to hear it from other people too, because I've heard so many different reasons. It seems like either people don't know what they're talking about, or there's just a lot of reasons not to go.
Right.
I think on a cosplayer standpoint, the only reason a lot of cosplayers who are aware of the situations that are going on there go to Anime Matsuri is because it's a pre-qualifier for bigger cosplay contests.
Yeah.
That's really it, unfortunately. And then of course to cosplay guests, because that's a way just for them to get some income and some money as well.
I gotta run real quick. I will be right back. Can I just turn off the video and mic?
Yeah, go ahead and you can just mute.
Okay. Or I can, whatever works. We'll see.
There you go.
So if you're in that kind of grind of, this is the first time you get a cosplay guest, or this is the first time you're able to work a booth, or this opens a door for you, we don't mind anyone that actually goes to Matsuri for that reason, but anyone that supports that con more monetarily speaking, knowing everything that's going in, we have to raise our eyebrow and be like, what do you really stand for in this community at that point, right? Because I have plenty of friends that go as well, just because it is the Houston native con on some level.
Do me a favor, guys.
Don't judge those friends.
Do me a favor. Say hi to my child.
Hi, Zelda.
Oh my gosh, she's so big now.
Okay. So be nice to Hero.
Be nice to Hero. Be nice to my dog. To your dog.
That's your dog. Okay, you're not on camera anymore. You can play the game. Oh, she was so excited to get Bratz, right?
Oh my gosh, really?
Oh, the game. Yeah, I
Well,
forgot that he
stop
had
being
that
shy.
in the car.
Stop being shy.
Show them how crazy you are.
Oh no, when she's not shy, she'll abuse you.
Like father, like daughter.
Oh no!
I don't abuse people. That's a lie.
Yo.
I don't abuse anyone. If anybody, as a matter of fact,
Yeah.
I'm the one that gets abused.
Cap.
I'm over here picking on Deacon. I don't know if you're watching the show, Deacon. I was just picking on you, trying to have some fun, because it's supposed to be the fun server, and you stormed off. What is it now? Oh,
Tech support.
Tech support.
Oh, did you guys hear about that little kid, that little Zenitsu that kind of went missing for a couple of hours?
When did this happen?
Yeah. No, there was a kid Zenitsu who was in the cosplay contest, for one. And after he got off stage, his grandmother was looking for him. She could not find him. We could not see where he was. He was tucked somewhere in the cosplay contest room somewhere or other. I saw him with cosplay friends of mine, and he had a plastic shotgun that he was like poking and jabbing at a friend of mine, pointing the barrel at a friend of mine, and I had to scold him. It was like, you don't point a fake gun at people.
That's not good.
You don't need to be doing that. It was a whole thing, and apparently someone on staff also got a hold of him for doing the exact same thing. But he was basically missing from like 3:30 p.m. to almost 9 o'clock. Like, he wasn't texting her back, and she had entire staff looking for him. And kudos to staff for that, because they were on top of a lot of things that were going on this year. I know there was not really a local person, but someone that a lot of us have had issues with in the past couple of years. They saw him, they handled him, they took care of everything when they saw him, especially after I pointed him out. But they were on top of it this year. They did such a good job in terms of staffing and taking care of issues that were going on.
Yeah, I think more so than other years, it felt like the volunteer corps this year, their heart was in it a lot more, right? Because before,
they were a lot stronger.
I'm just joining this to do X, or like I'm here for the free badge type of thing, and I'm doing the work that I need to do. It seemed like every single person that I saw in a Delta T-shirt was like committed.
Definitely.
From this year to last year.
Even the cosplay contest, I think they hired a new lady. I'm not sure, because I haven't seen her before. The cosplay contest was ran a lot better, because normally it would be a lot slower to get jump started, but she was keeping everyone in line. She was making sure we did start late, and the contest ended late, as it does every year, but it wasn't nearly as bad as it was last year or the year before, especially the year before when I guested, because we had so many more contestants.
It was a lot easier flow this year than other years.
I heard this year there were a lot of issues with the cosplay competition. I actually am friends with Frost Elf cosplay, who did a skit, and she was telling me that a lot of the skits this year had audio issues.
Yes, but I did hear from one of the staff members what had happened, so I have a little bit of an answer for that. So Delta H, or the hotel themselves, they had bought a used speaker system from somewhere else, so it was new to Delta H staff. So they were figuring out the system as they were doing the cosplay contest. It was something, a little bit of a trial and error kind of situation. Apparently last year, one of the amps that they used for the cosplay contest had exploded not really exploded, but it blew itself out. So they had to use another amp and divide the amp to where they had to put both sounds in that one amp. So they also had tech issues last year and this year, but hopefully next year it won't be as bad. It was just a new system, and they were figuring the system out.
Okay.
So it's a little bit of a grain of salt. I can text Frost Elf that later, because I forgot to mention that to them when I saw them yesterday. But it was mostly trial and error on their part.
Okay, yeah, because I did speak to her yesterday, and she did have some stuff to share with me, and she didn't share it with me for the sake of the podcast. She shared it with me for the sake of, hey, this happened, this, so and so. I don't want to go into details, so I'm saying yada yada yada. This X and X happened. I had to, there were a lot of issues, so they didn't really know at the time. So they didn't really explain it to anybody. And now, we kind of, we're 48 hours later, now there's more information. There's more, okay, we know what happened. There's a lot that goes into sound and equipment. I knew because one of the issues was that they even said that they thought one of the photographer's equipment who was sitting in the front row was interfering with the sound equipment.
I didn't hear that, but I did hear that they were figuring out the new system.
That's what she had. That's what like the MC said. That's why you probably didn't hear that. And they spoke to the person, and then they got them to like shut off their equipment. And in the back of my head, I'm like, that actually wouldn't have, unless it's a wireless system on a radio signal, it wouldn't have actually done anything because it's all wired.
Mm-hmm.
It's all hardwired, so there should be
no interference.
Even if it's on a radio signal, it shouldn't do anything.
I would much prefer some audio hiccups to not having any audio system in my panel room for the majority of the time. But
well, in the cosplay contest, it wasn't minor hiccups. Like the first skit, the audio started way too soon. Once they could not get the audio to restart the second time. Then the third time, the first time they almost ruined my friend's skit because they were the first skit and they almost revealed the entire skit on accident because they were trying to get it to backtrack.
Mm-hmm. Right.
One of the skits had to drop out because their audio file wasn't working, even though it was all set up. Another one, it started way too soon when they were about to perform. It was just small
hiccups.
It was small hiccups in hindsight, but it was something that they should have been able to account for, and it kind of dampened. It was mostly in the skit section that was the issue. That's what I think affected a lot of different people, and I know Frost Elf was one of the ones who was affected. I think their audio started way too soon and they had to backtrack. And
actually, no, it had a fade in and a fade out, so it cut out sections of the audio.
That too, and I think they started someone else's audio at first, and then they went to theirs and it was a fade in, fade out. It was just a lot of minor hiccups that were kind of big hiccups at the same time.
Right? Yeah, I know. She was like. There were certain because there were like there were phrases that were faded in and out, like so you didn't hear them at all. They were kind of like important. And Frost Elf is a performer. She's an upcoming voice actress. She's a performer. She has done stage, so she's very professional. She's really good at her work. And so it's like me, right? Whenever I'm setting up karaoke, I need time to set up karaoke. Whenever they give us karaoke and they always schedule us right before when the panel ends right when we're supposed to start, that throws me off. Oh, they're here.
Yeah.
There's my favorite cosplayer. Mwah.
It throws me off and it's frustrating because and then Chandler will start I'm autistic, I'm dyslexic, I'm ADHD, I'm all kinds of stuff. And so whenever people whenever Chandler starts joking around and starts talking, it becomes a little distracting. And so it actually because I'm trying to get everything done within a certain amount of time. So whenever you're professional and you like what you do and you want to be good at it, you tend to get frustrated when little things here and there happen. And I can see why she was frustrated. I totally feel, but now that I don't know if she heard what you said. I don't know if Frost Elf, if you heard what Savvy
she just
said
got
about
here.
No. Oh well, look, there's the first bot.
Got here. Banned.
Also, shout out to Keyblade Sonic. I caught one part of the chat. It was one of the judges who told me it was a guy in front row.
That's part of it. I'll fill you in a little bit later. I'll text you on Insta. I'll send you a voice note and fill you in on the rest of it because I talked with another member of staff as well towards the end, and then I got a little bit more info on that as well.
Well, the hissing sound, I was told that it was an equipment malfunction. And honestly, a hissing sound could come from a bad cable. They didn't go into detail with me as to what it could have been, but when I was told it was an equipment malfunction, as an audio tech, guy, like any cable, you get the wrong cable by mistake, that could throw the entire system, the entire
Yeah,
sound.
absolutely. It could.
That'll do it.
Mhm.
That'll do
Yeah,
It
because
would.
there are certain cables that do certain things, and they're not two-way streets. Some are just one-way streets, and it's not just audio; it's computers, it's visual
Mhm.
equipment. You have to
Yep.
double check your cables. That's why I need those 30 to 45 minutes to test. Because
Yeah,
if something goes bad, you don't know where it's coming from.
Yeah,
You
'cause
have to
that-
test
Exactly.
everything.
that's what I was gonna ask. Like, don't like, and this is probably ignorant for me because I've never done a skit at all. But aren't they allowed to do like a sound check or almost like a test run
They
of
do a
the audio?
test on it, but the fade in and fade out, they normally don't do that. And they'll kind of tell you if they're going to do a fade in and fade out for audio,
Mm-hmm.
they'll tell you in advance. But normally, audio starts like that whenever you're doing a skit. Sometimes I don't know. I haven't done a skit in like 12 years, or no, 15 years.
Technically, they are supposed to do a lot of bigger cons will do this. They do test run the audios.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, every single year without fail, prejudging takes too long. And they literally just let you walk on, walk off without testing any of the skit audios beforehand. That's the main thing. Because they try to fit prejudging in 1 hour and then doing a cosplay contest in another hour. But prejudging almost always goes over time, and then we're always having to rush to get people lined up. That's been an issue at Delta HCon in terms of the cosplay contest for years.
And which was another thing that I was told about, that is a big issue. And I want to get your opinion on this because I already got Frost Alpha's opinion on this as well.
Mm-hmm.
Should there be a cap?
We've always believed there should be a cap. We have for years, especially after the year that I guested, because there was that one year where there was like 50 something walk-ons and 69 skits.
Jesus.
Oh my.
Wow.
I had to judge all of those, including 6 other cosplay guests. It was nuts. The past 2 years, it hasn't been as bad in terms of the number of people.
He licked the microphone. Get out of here.
So it hasn't been as bad. It was not as bad last year and this year in terms of the number of people. I personally think that Delta HCon should extend more time in terms of prejudging and also cap. I know a lot of other cosplayers, including myself, believe they need to do the leveling system. So like if you're a novice, you're in a novice. If you're a journeyman, you're in a journeyman. Because we have a lot of beginner cosplayers who are coming to Delta HCon who are local, who are competing up against people who have been doing cosplay for years, and it's very difficult for them to place. It's very difficult for them to, showcase their stuff in comparison to other people, including in the skits. Because we had a couple of newbies doing skits, and they didn't even get a chance in comparison to, people who've been doing skits for years. But we've been trying to get that talked through with one of the cosplay coordinators. Mm-hmm. He's been doing it for years. And unfortunately, it's just something that hasn't been able to be changed or be adjusted, even though we've been vocalizing it. I'm hoping with the new cosplay coordinator or the one who is assisting this year, we can make those changes, because she already seemed to have gotten a better handle on the speed and process of stuff, but it's not quite right just yet.
Real quick, we don't handle personal drama. We only handle convention drama. We don't even like doing celebrity drama. So if it's not something to do with the actual convention itself, we don't cover it. We don't talk about it. If you would like to share that information, you can take it up with their wife. That's all I'm gonna say.
Mm-hmm.
I did say the same thing, but that's neither here nor there for a con review. So
this is a con review, and we do talk about drama, but it's con drama, and that's the actual convention itself, like Anime Matsuri. That's right, they do have drama again with one of their guests, and we're going to talk about that later on in the show. But right now, we're talking about the con. the only Delta H Con, one of the few anime conventions in Houston that actually gives a damn and is worth a damn.
I think if we do say it enough, eventually we will get more prejudging time, because that's really what the con needs in order to grow and be more taken seriously as a cosplay contest. Because right now they're trying to keep the casual feel, I think, at the very least. But like at the scale it's going up, like it's not working anymore. We kind of all know that.
I did have a conversation with a couple of cosplay friends of mine as well. Me and my friends personally think that Delta H Con is getting a little bit too big in terms of the spacing, because every single year we have to fit like sardines in the cosplay contest. And I'm glad we're having this issue, but I feel like Delta H Con is kind of outgrowing the hotel.
We've actually talked to Sarah about that.
Really?
And the next venue is the George R. Brown.
And that's going to cause a lot of...
And that's just a logistics nightmare.
Yeah.
Expensive.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just the expenses, but when you have it when the convention is smaller and much more manageable, you can actually control what happens here and there. And with the Jar Jar Brown, it'll be hard. Like security will run thin. There will be a lot more incidents.
Right.
Yeah. No, we've actually had this very discussion with Sarah when she was on the show last year, because we really do believe that they need a bigger venue.
Well, Sunday was packed. Like I've never seen that many people in Artist Alley on a Sunday.
I think obviously the big thing that happened was the World Cup, so I think that probably helped bring a lot of attention. And even after the convention was over, you know, the world, we still saw people in the lobby, and I was like, wow, a lot of cosplayers, a lot of con goers wanted to see the game, and they're pretty much locked in.
We actually talked about it. By the way, real quick, this is Mr. Monday Night, Mr. Co-host to you, the Texas Gaming Hedgehog, Keyblade Sonic himself.
Yeah, I'm sorry I came late. You know,
no, you're fine.
We're
to catch you up, we did mention Groupon being like a big contributing factor into the attendance numbers this year. Absolutely.
I'll give my thoughts on it, because I've been using Groupon for years, and I think it's really cool to see, like, especially with the economy and all that kind of stuff. You know, I'm really glad to see people get a chance to go to a convention like Delta H, and experience all 3 days, especially in that value. You kind of get like, wow, you got to steal, and I feel like it could help spread the word for some people who went thanks to Groupon. It's like, hey, you know, this convention's great, man. We should go next year. Just plan it out. You know what I mean? I feel like it benefits the con at the end of the day.
Yeah. Speaking of which, Sonic, are you going to San Japan?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm a little pending.
You're wearing a Knicks shirt. I just want to make sure no San Antonians attack you.
Well, you know, what's funny, because we were at SpaceCon when Game 5 in San Antonio, and I said, "Hey, wonder what happens if we stay for the game." And I was like, "Yeah, you guys are gonna leave my dead body behind."
No, we would have saved Sonic. We would have helped him. We would have fought.
I would have been the only one. I would have been the only one cheering, and I'd be like, "All right, guys, hide me."
No, yeah, I don't think I would have allowed him to cheer though. Sonic, shut up.
Shut up.
Why is he cheering for the? Why? Oh no, he's just confused.
He's like golf clapping. Like
no, the first thing that when you logged on came to my mind as a San Antonio Spurs fan, I was like, oh no, please, like
Nixon 5,
because we know how Knicks fans are when you root for San Antonio, right? Because they put Elmo's head on a stick.
Jesus!
Oh no!
New York does not mess around.
Yep.
They do not.
Sorry, we got a little off topic, but you know. Timing, I guess. Sorry.
No, because we haven't really we're just talking about the schedule, and we talked about the cosplay competition because Frost Elf is here, and I talked to Frost Elf a little bit yesterday.
Yeah, I did see Frost Elf yesterday. I saw them doing their free photo shoot like in the lobby. That was really cool. I was like, oh, okay, they're working on a little video skit. That's pretty cool.
It's not working.
I was so happy seeing like early 2000s nostalgia. I was just like, it's
yeah. Now we're getting old now just for saying that. Dude, now we're being nostalgic for the 2000s.
I also just realized this was my 10th year going to Delta H. My first year was back in 2016.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
That's pretty surreal. You know, it's how much 10 years have made a difference. I think, yeah, Delta was actually that was my first one too. It was 2016. I was like, wow,
Yeah.
feels like an eternity ago.
I gotta.
It was just really funny to me because I had my one of my cosplay kids and then my roommate. They were there early on Friday, and like everyone was walking up to my cosplay kid and my roommate, and they're like, "Where's Savvy? Savvy said they were gonna be here. Where is she? Where is she at?" I'm like, "Dude, I'm in San Antonio. I will be there as soon as I can." So it's just really, really funny that everyone was just actively looking for me because I've been there for so many years, and that's like what I love about Delta. It's small enough to where you can recognize people who go every year, and you just look for those people who go every year. It's just like a tight knit community.
Mm-hmm.
We were in the same boat because we saw your group, but we didn't see you. And like the first question we had was, "Where's Savvy?"
Where is she? Where's the crazy cosplay lady? Yeah, no, it was just a very off year for me.
It's been an off year for everybody. Friday, I didn't even get to enjoy the con. I didn't sleep a lot, and then we were trying to get everything ready. We're trying to get everybody in the room situated because we had the room from Thursday until Monday. I leave to go get the speakers, the rest of the equipment, to go pick people up. And this is Houston, so what should be a 10-minute drive took 30 minutes.
Avoiding getting hit by every car.
It was hot. We had to cross that Sahara Desert they call parking lot.
Having to stop and get a replacement tire.
That was for you.
That was fun.
Thank God it
I
wasn't.
Check on my mom. Check on my child, who's currently playing her brand new Bratz video game. And then, and you know, I had to run a lot of errands. By the time I got back, I had like a few hours before I had to get ready for karaoke. Well, because we were supposed to set up. TK set up with the drag show coordinator so we could set up our equipment before they went on, but they didn't allow us, so we just went and dropped it off and just like, okay, I'll just stress myself out during karaoke and then we'll just figure out from there.
Yeah, I don't know why they did it that way because it wasn't expressly clear on whose time slot that was, because I know Project Braveheart had that rehearsal time for one because they also had to set up for stuff, and then I think you guys also had to set up for stuff at that
we
same
didn't get
time.
a setup. We were
and
we as soon as they ended we start, but there was they had a setup time, a 30-minute setup time, and we had asked if we could go and set up during their setup time, and they did say yes, but I guess they must have forgot, so that we were only allowed to leave our equipment.
I think the most brutal thing about
I can mention that to Maya, so if it does happen next year, that way Maya can be more aware of what's happening to make it a little bit easier on y'all as well, because you'll be right after them. That's if you're in the same panel room next year, but I can.
Yeah, they always put us in one for karaoke because they use the main events for the main events, obviously.
Right.
And this year we actually had more people, not in the beginning, but later on at night, we actually had more people than the rave.
Wow, congrats.
I know, it's like, I know that sounds horrible. Like, oh, you're just showing off, Mexico being a show off. No, I mean, we had more people.
It was my favorite part.
Oh, no, you were there Saturday. We had a lot of people until they realized we were ending at 4 and not 3. And then like half the room was like, okay, well, you know, we have to sleep and check out.
That's silly.
Because you showed up like at, I think like 3 something or close to.
Yeah, it was like 2:30 or 3, somewhere in there. Yeah, I was working a party earlier in the evening, so I was running late and had a friend that came with me who you met, and we decided to come and do things because they were 24 hours of things to do.
That's right. And I met Aaron at karaoke because they did Sonic. So just so you're caught up to speed, Aaron was a guest at the con. Savvy is a cosplayer who also kind of does behind the scenes stuff, in the know. And you know Suffering. Oh, and Suffering has a twin.
Oh yeah.
Apparently, I have the same voice as somebody in the group.
You're older. He has your voice.
Yeah.
I mean, regardless, I feel like I've had a pretty unique voice throughout most of my history doing conventions, and this guy comes in and be like, "Y'all sound the same." Be like, "What do you mean?"
Yeah, you don't hear it, but we're like, "Yeah, they do."
One of these days, I need to record both of y'all saying something.
Y'all, that could be your long lost son.
It's like,
oh my god!
like there's a distinction, but yeah, y'all sound similar, similar enough.
His might be a tad bit more. I don't know who's deeper, yours or his.
Suffering.
But
Suffering
yeah,
is a lot
y'all
more
sound
deeper.
very similar in person. Digitally, y'all do sound very different, but in person, it's like. Or maybe you know what? Maybe I was just exhausted. You know, I didn't go to sleep until 8 a.m. because I was hanging out with Rock, and then I ran into Aaron, and then we were talking about Friday and other stuff. And by the time we said goodnight, it was like the sun was up.
Sun was up,
and it was Sunday, and then we all had to wake. I had to wake up because everybody was getting ready for the World Cup watch party in the room. It was crazy this weekend. The room was packed Friday night. It was packed Saturday night. And it was packed Sunday afternoon.
I think the most brutal thing this weekend, though, was really the turnaround time between different things happening in different rooms because, you schedule 55-minute or an hour, 25-minute panels. You only give 5 minutes time for a turnaround when most panels are built for an hour to begin with, not 55 minutes on the dot. And then on top of that, all of this turnover that was happening in bigger panel rooms, whether it was between the drag show and karaoke, whether it was something else happening in main stage versus something else, like every single person on the back end that I talked to is like, yeah, they're just not giving enough turnaround time for anything.
I don't feel like the turnaround time was bad at all because when me and you do panels, we are prepared for 45-minute blocks.
Yeah, I can condense my content on. It's just the problem is with panel room 3 specifically, and this is going to be my complaint as a panelist, is that kind of little hole of a room that initially on Friday didn't even have the projector up. Apparently, I didn't even know there was a projector in that room. But one volunteer pointed out to me and was like, it was there. I'd be like, why is it not set up? Right. And there's no audio equipment to relay. So anyone has to bring their own speaker, which you saw me with at all 6 of my panels because I got more wattage out of that speaker than I can out of that little projector. But on top of that, the projector that they have in panel room 3 that they project out to is like on an 800 by 600 resolution or something. So it's hard for anyone in the back row to even read when I'm projecting onto the wall in the back and they have that big like kind of Delta H banner that kind of disrupts everything. So I just think like if we're going to continue to use that as panel room 3, and this is like a humble request on all of Delta H's staff, if we're going to continue to use that as panel room 3, can we figure out a projector setup that actually works? Can we figure out getting a newer projector in there? Can we figure out actually making that panel room feel like it's just not an afterthought? Because like I love this con to death, but the fact that I have so many panels and all of them get stuck into panel room 3 feels like, do I even want to cap out this room? Because I was very close on 2 of my panels to capping out the whole room. Mm-hmm. But do I even want to? People are just going to get uncomfortable in here. I'm going to have visual problems with people being able to see properly. I'm going to have to be able to re-explain things. And it just detracts from the ability to be able to do things. Now, for panels like yours, Goku, like the panel room works. You're just talking to an audience and you're just doing that. But whenever you have visual aids, it's just tough, right?
No, I completely understand. Like, okay, to kind of add to that, as panelists, because anybody that's been doing panels for years knows that the panelist etiquette is that you don't touch the equipment because most conventions don't even allow you to touch their equipment. Yeah. They have to ask for the tech guy. Okay, do you need this? You need that? Get the tech guy. Do you need to adjust the audio? Get the tech. They don't care if you know what you're doing. You got to get the tech guy because just because you know. It's because most people have broken equipment in the past. So the reason why we don't just go and set up the projector is because like, hey, can we, we're not for the most part, we're not supposed to touch it. So can someone figure it out? I think it's kind of weird that panel room 3 doesn't have. It's such a small panel room though, and you know me, I can project. I could project in the main event panel.
Yeah, like I don't have a problem with speaking in a room of that size, but I have a problem when it's like, all right, the accompanying stuff that I have, whether it's audio, whether it's visual or anything else, it's like, well, you're just hearing me yapping, and it feels like that is just built for a yapping room and not so much a panel room, right?
Mhm.
So I think like a space like that would be perfect for like a cosplay meetup and be set up like that. But like as a panel room, it just feels like unless that setup is optimized a little bit better, I don't feel like it really works. Like I know SumiCon, their first year, they flipped into the exact opposite where Briar Park 1, which is on the very end of the hall, was used as a panel room. And that panel room was just constantly pouring out the door because they had a bunch of people doing a bunch of fun stuff in there. And there were times I was looking at the volunteers and being like, there's like 4 people in panel room 2, and there's like 50 people in panel room 3. Like, we need to think more conscientiously about it, right? And that's like the biggest criticism I have of this year, because I think everything else felt right about this year, except for, you know, the major thing Savvy brought up at the cosplay contest. I think everything else felt right. Everything else felt like it was growing in the right direction. But then I see on the schedule that 5 out of 6 of my panels are in panel room 3, and I'm like, and we check out panel room 3 on Thursday, be like, did they make any improvements? And it was in the closet. Right?
There was a panel about how conventions have changed. Oh, dude, I didn't know that. I wanted to go to that because I like arguing.
I would have told everybody you're
wrong. Now, running joke in the hotel room because there was a making your own panel, and there was another speech panel which was sufferings. And
friendly fire.
I think in terms of panel room 3, I really, really genuinely feel like all the panels that need to be in panel room 3 should be the lecture style panels, not the ones that are fun.
Right, I agree.
And unfortunately, that most of the time means like guest cosplayers need to be in panel room 3, like especially when they're talking about stuff that they do or things like that. And a lot of the fun ones need to be in the bigger ones because people are going to go to the fun ones more often than the more luxury style. I was running the Black Butler, or helping run the Black Butler panel, as well as Frost Elf. And we capped out within the first 2 minutes of opening the door for that. And I had the same issue with that last year as well, because all of my panels, except for I think 1, was in panel room 3, and I also had the same concerns. But I am thankful that they moved the projector at least to the side of the panel room this year instead of it being dead center in the middle aisle, because I know that was a mobility issue last year for at least me. And then they actually used the actual wall instead of the Delta H banner that's behind it, because you can't see anything on the Delta H banner with like the logo all over it. But they're slowly fixing up the things that were an issue last year, but there needs to be a little bit more for it to be, I think, 100% when it comes to the panel room setup and scheduling, for sure.
And that's where Geeks Forever comes in. Call 1-800-RENT-A-GEEK. You can borrow our speakers, our monitors, our TV. You can borrow Diamond.
Oh, God.
I mean, I had my full setup with me. I had my projector, my speaker, everything else. The same kind of setup that Goku has, except I don't have speakers quite as large, so I don't run karaoke anymore. But I have everything else, right? And if you're going to give 5 minutes of turnaround time between panels, you can't expect, like, all right, testing the audio equipment, making sure projector's up, doing all of that other stuff. It's like, if I'm just plugging my HDMI and going, fine, I'll accept a 5-minute turnaround, no problem. But if I have to scratch everything from the ground up, then it's a different issue. And every single one of my panel applications I need a projector with audio and video support. And still they all get put in panel room 3, and it says no audio support in the schedule. So you just wonder, like, all right, I get we're accepting things and we're trying to be inclusive to as many people as we can, but we need to look at where we're putting things. works, right? And to Sappy's point,
maybe you could include on the application like the amount of setup time you need, because that may be helpful. Like, because you said you have to have the tech guy in there to do it, so you have to consider where that person is at that time too. When you run like, multiple things at one time. I don't know. I mean, my theater background, I have a lot to say about like sound and things like that, because that's kind of a sound and lighting is a pet peeve of mine, especially with like the cosplay contest stuff. And I know that even as like a non-professional person, if I was doing a skit and they messed up my sound real bad, I would be very upset. So that's like, but it's also, if you hand them a CD with 8 different songs on it, that's on you.
Right.
It's kind of like you have to figure out what you need from them. I used to run talent show for my kids' elementary school, and I would require everyone to label their songs a certain way, turn them in by this date. You have to have exactly the amount of time. I'm not fading out manually, anything like that, because I wanted to be as hands-off as possible the day of. And I think things like that, like, I mean, if whoever's running the cosplay contest needs help with that sort of thing, I'm great at that. I've been doing it for 20 plus years. But, I think too, with the panels like he was talking about, some probably do take more time to set up. So maybe have like a special room just for the ones that need X amount of time. And that way, okay, in this room, we got to have this much in between it. Because it's hard, I'm sure, creating the schedule. I can't even imagine how difficult that is. And like figuring out who's got to be where, etc. But I think that might help if they had to include something like that. Because you said you needed a projector, but the person setting it up may not know exactly what that means or how much time that would take.
But on the application, they don't have that option.
They don't.
It is literally just a simple form. They don't have an option for how much setup time you need. And I specify in there, I need AV. Right?
Yeah.
And for the application, it's just the name of the panel, the preferred time you want, and the description for it. And then they go.
And then what panel room you would recommend for the panel.
And if you've never been there, then you probably wouldn't know either.
Yeah. I know for the Black Butler panel that we hosted, we went from 7 o'clock at night to 7:55 to intentionally give 5-minute setup time for other panels, the one after us specifically. But unfortunately, ever since I've been going to Delta, they don't have a system. They don't have a setup schedule-wise to where people have that time to set up. I know there's another con in Texas that does have that set up. Like I think it's San Japan actually. There's one. Yeah, it's where someone could have one from 1 to 2, and then their next panel starts at 2:30. So there's a 30-minute window for you to set up.
A lot of cons. Some cons do that. I'll say this. Actually, I just forgot what I was going to say. Shit.
I think for Delta, you don't even need a 30-minute window. I think a 10 or 15-minute window, especially at their current level of equipment, is fine. But like on their current panel application, the only options they have for special equipment are microphone, digital projector connected to Apple or Windows, and then pad and pens, and that's the only thing they specify. Every single one of mine, I said digital projector connected to Windows, and projector was not up on Friday at all. And
it was in a box like in the corner, and
only
for the most part,
2 volunteers on the total staff knew it was even there. So,
and for the most part, panelists aren't like at most conventions. Panelists aren't supposed to touch the equipment. So that's why we didn't like just set it up ourselves, because that's like it's kind of a universal rule, because when they did allow that at one point, people were breaking the equipment. We allowed that at Ushicon and somebody messed with it. And so it just got out of hand, and that's why they didn't let people touch it. I don't like.
I mean, I think the people not touching it is probably the best way to go with that sort of thing, because especially with projectors, you can really mess that stuff up.
Yeah, and part of the thing with projector is, I think, like in hindsight, I recognize the box that it was in, but the fact that there was no projector stand table or anything else in that panel room, that you had to put it on an attendee chair, was just like, that's okay, ridiculous. There's not going to be a projector in here, then I have to prepare for that. But apparently there was just no table to where it was angled at a correct screen layout. And between panel to panel, because I was coming in between panels on panel room 3, is that the screen size was changing because people were actively still moving the projector based on the screen size that they needed. So all right, now I have to adjust the lamp and do that, which I'm already taking liability and being like, oh, sorry, I screwed it up if something screws up, right? So that's when it becomes difficult, because if you don't have dedicated AV between the 3 panel rooms, then it's like, okay, they're not fixing up those issues, but you didn't have your projector set up to begin with. at the angle it's supposed to be at. And that's primarily the issue, but also just generally how Panel Room 3 has been set up the past few years is like the thing I will always harp on with Delta and the thing they can always improve on coming from a panelist perspective. Because I always have at least one panel in that room, and it just feels like I'm getting stuffed in a closet. It really does.
I will say this. I do have I want to kind of bitch just for a minute because it happens to me every. Sorry, I forgot child's here. Sorry, I gotta stop cussing. I want to complain because every year I'm not gonna say what day, what panel, what group, or who, what, when, where, why, how. There's always panel that runs late. It should be common courtesy to end your panel, grab your stuff, and be out the door so the other panel can start on time. I absolutely, like every year, I start 5 minutes late because the panelist is always running late and no one tells them anything. I can't tell them anything because if I do, I'm the bad guy.
It would be it's like an awkward situation when you have to like be that person to say, hey, listen, would you mind? You know, you don't want to cause any tension. Yeah, you don't want to cause any tension.
Wrap it up, man.
Dude, look, I will check my phone. Okay, how much time we got? Okay, we got 5 minutes. Okay, wrap it up.
And this isn't a knock on Delta. It's not saying this happened at Delta or anything like that, but like I've been to panels where it's like they are going really slow. It's like an hour, right? They're like doing a presentation, and I'm like, okay, there's only like 5 minutes left, and you're in like what, a third of your PowerPoint. Like you gotta like, you know, do better with your management. You know, just say, no disrespect again. Sometimes the panelists have to like really have that time management on the back of their mind, to saying, hey, listen, you know, hey man, try to do this presentation under an hour. You know what I mean? Try to get all your stuff in per se.
Yeah, I agree with you. As I worked in customer service, I became a trainer and a supervisor. I had to fire people, but one of the things we had to learn was do presentations, and we were taught that you really want to you don't want to put too much on a single slide when you do a PowerPoint. Don't put too much information, don't put a lot of writing, and you always want to stick to a minute per PowerPoint, because anything beyond that, you could actually start losing the audience's attention. And if there's too much writing and it's not like something they can read, especially the size of the screen is going to make a difference. More visuals, less words, and even when you do a PowerPoint, they have like the little bottom script so you can read it yourself. But like, I think people should kind of take that into consideration. Maybe when you learn how to do power presentations for businesses and companies, I've taken that into paneling. Like, hey, I had 60 slides for the to be or not to be panel. Like, and it had very little words. One of them was just a QR code to join the game. Like, here, join the game. All right, first one. It was like a minute. It wasn't too long. It wasn't too short, but it was enough to keep them like, okay, what's next? You spend too much time on it.
Do they do any kind of screening before people? I mean, I know you're submitting the panel and whatnot, you know, the idea, but do they go over anything that with people who are panelists?
So for the most part, they will. So this is just in general. This isn't just Delta. This is like kind of all conventions. A lot of conventions go based off of one of two factors. They go based off of a lot of factors. Does the panel sound interesting? Have they ever worked with you before? Because that determines whether you are reliable,
right,
or if they're willing to take a risk,
right.
And a lot of conventions will have a section where you pitch it. And that's the sales part of it.
And that's not counting guest panels or anything like that. That's just everyday general people.
Because you're also going against people who are probably submitting the same thing that you are as well.
Exactly.
And as a panelist, I know your kid wants to do a panel. What I recommend is having a stage name. Because when you have a stage name, that stage name becomes the brand behind the panel. So when you come back and do it again, they can recognize that brand.
Mm-hmm.
If you can, you should also probably try finding a regular who runs a lot of panels at Delta H Con to submit that panel under their name just for the first year.
Okay.
Just to get you a higher chance of having that panel be chosen and selected.
It's good advice
as well.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Delta is perfect for if you want to run a panel for the first time.
Yeah,
I agree.
Absolutely.
And
a good start.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, we need new panelists. We need more panelists. I hosted my first game show and I had fun, but I have to tell you, Delta had too many lip sync panels.
Mm-hmm.
There were too many karaoke panels. There were a lot of idol panels. There was a karaoke before my karaoke. And I was like,
Yeah.
what the heck?
We had to do a double take too, because he's like, wait, who is that?
Okay, because my friend who was rooming with me for the con, he went and got a booklet while me and my friend who I duo cosplayed with were still getting ready in my hotel room, and he came back up with the booklet, and as they're like tying me into my cosplay, he was like, "Why is there like 2 karaoke panels back to back?" And I was like, "What?" Because I never looked at the schedule except to look for the panel that me and Savi were helping with. So I was like, what do you mean there's 2? And I said, are you sure one's just not on Friday and then it drags into Saturday? And he goes, no, they're on the same day.
I know. I said the same thing. I looked at the schedule during last week's podcast. Like, why are there 2 karaoke's?
Mm-hmm.
Did I sign up for 2 on the same day?
Yeah, that's what he thought. He's like, did I make a mistake somewhere?
Did I mess up? Because I'm like, wait. And I was like, what is this? And I wanted to go. And apparently it was like a VTuber karaoke.
Okay.
Oh, that's right.
It was something legitimately different, but I think like the fact that they stacked up so many similar feeling panels this year, on top of only having 5-minute turnaround time for everything, like, and that was literally everything under the sun. That's kind of where we were like, okay, we're kind of looking at this with a comb and being like, should we have done that? I don't know if we should have done that.
But I've said this before. I need setup time. We bring all of our own equipment. We have extra TVs, extra monitors. We have speakers. We have wireless microphones. We have cables. We bring everything because the one time we had to host we hosted an idol competition, and the finals was in panel room 2. But panel room 2 it didn't have any audio equipment. Panel room 2 back then is what panel room 3 is now.
Mm-hmm.
No audio equipment. We had to grab a little bad. I'm trying so hard not to cuss. We had to grab a little Bluetooth speaker, and everybody had to go a cappella. It was like so frustrating. It was not cool. And I was like, after that, I'm like, look, I love this con. I love the people that work here, but I'm just gonna start bringing my own equipment. And every year, because Sarah told me, well, we have speakers and microphones. I would prefer to bring my own stuff. Yeah. That's why in karaoke we have our own setup, and I even offered it. I even do it for other cons, and it works. It works. The setup works.
I have my own projector. I have my own 200-foot HDMI cable, and I have my own 80-watt speaker that I use for all of my panels. And consistently at Delta, someone has had to borrow them, so I always just bring them to Delta every year.
Yeah. I even have my own workers. I got Diamond. I got a Chad here. I got occasionally Sonic helps sometimes, and everybody helps out. And we offer our equipment to other people. Hey, Mexico, can I borrow your speaker? Can I borrow your TV? Like, can I? They ask me all the time, and it's not just this con. It's just I just thought, like, I was looking at the schedule. It was just like a lot of singing panels. And I'm like, is that the theme this year? Is it like some kind of idol thing going on? Like, did Miku turn 21 or something like that?
I felt like there was a lacking of more originality in the panels this year. There was a lot of repeat stuff that I've seen previously, I think, this year. But I also think that was I don't know, this is just my assumption. I feel like a lot of people panicked this year when they did the cutoff time for panels.
Oh yeah.
Because I know that I was still in the process of thinking of what panels I wanted to do, and then they said, "Hey, all panels are due tonight at 11:59," and they made that post. So I had to submit all 6 of my panels that night. So not all of them were very well constructed and stuff like that. And I feel like a lot of people just put what they could down to have a panel.
I didn't know there was a deadline. I literally submitted my
there
panels the
was.
same day I did. I was doing Colossal, and I was doing I was filling out the paperwork because I had to fill out a new contract for San Japan, and I was like, you know what? I might as well knock Delta out of the way because I'm pretty sure Sarah's like about to email me. Mexico, I need the panels. I need the panels now.
Yeah, no, it was just a
Yo,
random
big dog, I need the
post that
panels.
I saw on Facebook, Instagram, and it was just like, yeah, by the way, panels are cut off this day, and we're going to approve of them in 2 weeks, and it ended up being a lot more than 2 weeks.
I kept getting like text messages from people who knew I was going, but wasn't like 100% set on going to Delta this year, and they just kept asking me, like, "Hey, are the panels posted? Hey, are the panels posted?" And I'm like, I don't know.
Is that why you asked me? Because you asked me that too. Hey, do you know anything about the panels?
I ask you because I was like, okay, maybe he knows. Like, hold on. And so I was texting everybody who's asking me, like, hold on, let me ask somebody who I think may know. And then I know, like, Savvy and I kept checking as well, like, because I knew they had a lot of panels that they submitted and they needed to plan and organize and everything like that. But I just had people, because they were all telling me, I want to go to Delta if they have interesting panels, but like I need to plan now. Yeah, like, and they're like, I need to plan now, and I'm over here like, okay, just because I go every year doesn't mean I know.
I did see that. I thought that was about something else.
This was the only warning we got. This was the only warning
it was
we got.
Just a post. It was just a post. There was no email. There was no nothing.
No con will ever do like an email for last call. They'll have the deadline on their registration and that's it. Delta doesn't have that, so they did a post. Here's the thing though. Delta usually, like, this is the time frame they were approved this year is normal on a yearly basis. It's always like 2, 3, or 4 weeks in
I would not say that because there was a year where I literally submitted my panels a week before and they all got approved a week before the con.
They do that sometimes because they never fully close it out.
Yeah, it's never consistent. This was the first year they actually had a hard cutoff, I think, for all the panels. And that just threw everybody off because never had they ever cut it straight down off at a specific time before, especially without notifying people ahead of time.
There is an influx of panelists this year. There are people trying to become panelists. And some of them are doing it for good reasons. They want to go up there, they want to talk, they want to entertain, right? A lot of people though, and we've talked about this, we predicted 2 or 3 years ago we were going to have a con, we're going to have a market crash of conventions. We predicted last year that this would be one of the worst years for a lot of cons attendance wise, and so far it has come true because this has happened before. We had too many cons in 2010 to 2013. A lot of cons are now gone. We have 8 cons gone. So that means no one is safe. With A-Fest downgrading, with Anime Houston gone, with Anime Dallas changing staff, with Comic Palooza's attendance numbers not being as high as they normally are.
Declining, basically.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
You could see it.
It was bad.
It was
I didn't go, so
you could see it.
Yeah, Mags was not happy. There was a lot of bad stuff that happened this year at Comic Palooza.
UshiCon felt it. All-Con felt it. I didn't go to IkiCon, but I'm pretty sure they felt it.
My friend that I literally had dinner with tonight was like telling me about Comic Palooza this year and was just telling me like how bad it was. But I was like, it's Comic Palooza. Like, how bad was it?
I'm gonna disagree with that comment. Anyway, as much as I dislike Anime Matsuri, and now that my child's here, I can't say the line because she's sitting right there in that corner. You can see her feet.
Matsuri. There you go.
Yeah, Matsuri. It's not going to go away. Unfortunately, there are just some people in this world that are just too rich.
We've tried. Yeah. We've tried for years.
All we can do is make you aware so it can be a safe experience for you. That's all we can do. We are not going to shame you for going. We're not going to stop you from going. We're going to tell you, hey, it's like this. We can tell you not to drink from the well, but it's up to you whether you want to drink from there or not. Mm-hmm. Don't eat the lettuce from Taco Bell unless you want to spend most of your night in the bathroom with boo-boo. Like, that's all. Like, here, and with the economy being the way it is, a lot of people are going to turn to panels. How can I go to this con for free? How can I get in for free? How can I save $100? Oh, I know. I can submit a panel, and then I'm sorry, but they're 50-50. They're probably not going to show up if they're not dedicated to it. And that's a big issue. Mm-hmm. And with an influx in panelists, because look, all of us in the Discord for Geeks 5 everyone that's done panels for years, 10 years or more, all of us only got 2 panels for Colossal Con. Mm-hmm. There was like a 2-panel limit for everybody that we know. That is crazy.
I also feel like people are figuring out that depending on the number of panels you submit, you can also get a panel discount on your badge.
Yeah.
That's the big thing.
There are discounts.
Well, I feel like when panels were...
You didn't know that?
Panel discount.
So a lot of so whenever you do panels, when you do panels for conventions, they have a tier system. If you do 1 or 2 panels, you can get anywhere from 25 to 50% off a badge. If you do 3 or more panels, you can get a free badge. You can get 1 to 4 free badges. It's a tier system, so the more you do, the more the more rewarded you are. But when you're a first timer with a convention, they're gonna do a trial basis. We're gonna give you 1 or 2.
Right.
So in case you do no show, it's not gonna hurt the show.
Right.
Right. Delta H does a 25% off system no matter how many panels you submit.
Yeah, and I feel like that's part of the reason they do that. And instead of just issuing the free badge to at least the head panelist is because of the fact that they've had a higher rate of cancellations than most other local conventions. Because a lot of people try to exploit the system. So
yeah, it used to be 50%, like back in early.
So these people would essentially get the discount and then go to the convention, but not do their panel, or they just wouldn't show up at all.
Yeah, good night, Infinite G. He works for he's working with Matsuri or for Matsuri. They're having some kind of meeting about Matsuri, but
they wouldn't show up for their panel. They would still get their badge on their discount code. They wouldn't show up for their panel.
Yeah.
That's pretty messed up because you're actually there. That's pretty ballsy.
Or if anything, would you support the idea of like, okay, if you just get the discount or you no show the panel, they'll like, okay, next you're basically banned from doing panels.
They do that. Yeah,
if
you no show a panel. If you no show a panel and you've never hosted panels, you go on the poo-poo list.
That's it's a really bad way to start your career off.
And if you no show a panel, but you have like a working relationship with you, it just depends on like the reasoning behind it.
Right.
Like for me, I've missed one of my panels at Delta because I ran karaoke until 4 a.m. and they scheduled me at 8 a.m.
Right.
And I told her I was not going to make that unless you want me to like go in there and be like.
Yeah. When I do markets and stuff for tarot reading, like if you don't show up, you will not be asked back to that market no matter how many times you apply, because they've got it set up in a certain way and other people are missing out when you're not showing up. Yeah, they get their money, but that's really not the point. And I know that, like, I mean, I learned that early on in my career from making a mistake about that. Even though I called, they did not appreciate that. So, it's one thing if you give an excuse and explain, but if you just don't show up, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
The market though, and the relationship you have with the venue itself also plays a major factor. Now, like that would never work for like Comic Palooza or like Anime Matsuri or Akon even. But if you do a smaller convention where it has a more homey vibe to it, where it's more family friendly and family oriented versus another convention that's just like, corporate run, then yeah, that is, if you do that to Comic Palooza, it doesn't matter how many years you work with them. That's it. You're done. You're over. You're not gonna come back. But if you do it like Delta, where Sarah pretty much kind of knows everybody that's on this panel right here, then yeah, that's a little bit different. And if you explain to her like, hey, look, stuff happens. At one point we ran 10, 12, 13 panels for for Delta HCon one year. And it just put a lot of strain on me. So Sarah will never give me more than 5 or 6 anymore because I run karaoke until 4 a.m. There was a Allcon where I ran 18 panels. And that includes karaoke every night. It was Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night. So I do put myself through a lot of strain. So sometimes I do show up late. Or I'll accidentally miss a panel, but it just depends on the market and the venue.
Yeah, I got really, really lucky because I submitted my panel on Friday. I had an Epic versus the Odyssey panel on Friday, and that panel got approved. It got confirmed, all that fun stuff. And then I found out after that I had to go to San Antonio for a teacher training the Friday of my panel on that Friday. And I emailed Sarah. I was like, hey, so I am so sorry for this. I have a teacher training. It's mandatory. I cannot back out of it. And I have to cancel this panel on Friday. But thankfully, I'm very close with a lot of the staff members. I'm close with Sarah personally. And like, they know me personally. I've guested with them before. So they know I'm not going to bull crap them like at all. They're like, girl, you do what you got to do. Have fun to your teacher thing. We'll see you on Friday. I'm like, okay, bet. Thank you. Appreciate it. But you can't really do that at a big con. You really can't.
I mean, I think just in general, if, any sort of place where you're on a schedule or a bill of like, this is who's here, etc., and you don't show up without talking to people, that to me is the crazy thing. Yeah, I've been in a lot of different markets where people are like, I have a good excuse essentially, and they're like, yeah, well, we'll have you back. But like, yeah, if you just no call, no show, that's pretty much a given that you're not going to be back in that place.
Yeah, absolutely. Sarah's also really forgiving. There's a lot of stuff that's happened between me and Delta in the past that I cannot share on this podcast, that I'm willing to share in Discord, but not live on the show. And there was one year where I almost got into a fist fight with Voltaire. And he was a guest at that con. And I did not he said something bad about me. I got in his face and almost ended up in the parking lot. And I talked to him like, look, sir, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. But he said this about me on stage. And he said, I'm just going to put it like this. He said something and it had to do with me being a Mexican. That's all I'm going to say. And I was just like, because I don't want to say it in front of kiddo. But no, Sarah's really, really easy to work with. You just talk to her. And that's the whole point. Like any relationship, doesn't matter what kind of relationship it is. Communication is key. When you are paneling at these cons, you are building a relationship with these conventions because they are trusting you. And these people, the people that work at these cons, that run events, that run security, that run volunteer, a lot of them work for the other cons. And they know who you are.
Yep.
You know how I know? Because the person that runs Tyler events for Tyler, Texas, also runs events for other cons, and they watch the show.
Yep.
The guy that runs Akon watches the show. The people that run IkiCon, well, not all of them, not the guy that runs IkiCon, but some of the people that work for IkiCon watch the show. Some of the people that work for Delta watch the show. Some of the people that work for Comic Palooza watch the show. Do I have 600K streams? No. I'm nowhere near. But I have people watching the show that need to watch the show. Because and then they know like, hey, this person is genuine. Something happened because you have that relationship with them as a panelist. And you're going to see more panelists pop up. And that's good because honestly, some of us, we're aging out. You know, we're getting to that point where it's like, do I really want to do this until I can't walk anymore? No. We're all watching.
It's kind of interesting because like you kind of, especially the older we're starting to get, like you kind of feel like, yeah, are we still gonna keep doing? You know what I mean? You kind of see yourself going. It's like, man, it's not. I don't have that same motivation or anything like that as like 10 years or 5 years ago. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Well, my reason's right there. Now she's shy. She's getting older. I'm pretty sure she's going to want to start going to these shows.
Aww.
And I can't 100% focus on her if I'm running panels.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I am not going to ever let her out of my sight when she starts going.
Oh yeah. I mean, especially at Delta, like if you need me to be like, hey, grab my kid, got you.
I will,
covered.
because I'm like, hey,
You know,
bathroom. I'm not going in there.
Yep.
Con run is a symbol.
Yeah, no. I mean, like he knows how many cosplay kits I have. Like he knows I watch my kids like a freaking hawk.
The shared trauma of being a Southeast Texas convention attendee that we all have. Be like, nah, we're not letting little children out of our sight. We're not.
Oh yeah.
We're not letting people run around. Like,
Look, with that trauma, like it goes beyond little children. There are some adults I'm not going to let out of my sight.
Oh God!
Okay.
Oh God! No!
So right now, okay, we will address
we're not talking about that.
the honey bun.
Oh
incident.
no!
Nothing happened. Okay.
Yeah, I was like, what's the honey bun thing? I have no idea what the hell's going
So
on.
after you left, 17 decided to cook a honey bun.
Microwave a honey bun. It came out like a bomb or something.
It was smoking. It caught on fire. It smelled like burnt pancakes in the room.
Was this last year?
No,
that was yesterday.
It was yesterday.
Sunday.
Before we all dropped off.
And so as soon as it came out smoking, he threw a towel over it. They made him take the fire
towel,
escape
by the
down and then like release it outside into the.
What were you thinking?
We tried
When
to talk
was
about
this?
in our
'Cause I'm
defense,
pretty sure I
to talk
smelled
him
we tried
out
to
of
talk
it.
him out of
I
it.
was
We-
asleep.
He was asleep.
He was
the whole
asleep.
time.
Me and
Literally,
Hyman tried to talk him out of it.
every
No, okay, I was
time-
asleep. So as soon as I take a nap, that's when it happened. Because there was no more adult supervision. Mind you, the guy's older than me.
Hold on.
and this man is also running on like what, 2 hours of sleep at this point, 3 hours of
Yeah,
sleep.
No,
2-3
probably
hours.
probably
Somewhere
more.
I was
More than
5.
that.
Calm down.
I don't know about that one.
I don't
Chief.
know about that one, Chief.
But this is why you're passed out all Saturday morning. Is because just like you were like, all right,
No,
no sleep,
no,
going
no.
into Delta. Let's go.
No, well, first off, I was passed out because when I got back to the room at like 4 something,
Got to the
there were
room.
people there still hanging out and partying, and so I decided to chaperone. And by the time I decided to actually go to bed, the sun was up, and then we woke up.
Hyman.
Okay,
That
so
was partially my fault. I apologize.
No, this was Saturday. No,
That's
that
a great
me and
fun,
you
though.
talking. That was Sunday.
Okay. So you stayed up till the sun rose on both nights.
Both nights, and
Pretty much. Huh?
I woke up at 12, and I sat there and I was like, "What am I doing with my life?" Because up until that point, they've been talking about the honey bun thing for like a week and a half, and then, for context, the incident would be much better if it happened during the room party. At least this way, we would have had a proper excuse. No, and so
No, that would have been so early / late at night. Everyone would have been so mad if you would have triggered the hotel.
No, we made sure
fire
not
alarm.
to trigger it at all. Like last year, it was. I know. Remember when the alarm went off last year?
No, I know. I was in the drag show and I had to protect my one of the drag performers because he's light sensitive because he can go into seizures.
I didn't know. My friend and I slept through it. Heard about it the next morning. We were like, "There was a what?" Like we were so shocked.
That happened to me once at Anime Matsuri, where the fire alarm goes off, and it's going beep beep beep. It's loud. It's obnoxious. I'm sleeping in the chair. My friend's like, Goku, let's go. Goku, fire alarm.
No, see, I know it's been a good con when
Stop saying my government name. I have to.
Who the hell is?
We don't call him.
We've
by his
talked about
name.
this. We can't use our real names
Government
anymore.
Names.
There are people that watch this show that don't like us because of what happened earlier in the year. I'll explain to you later.
Me?
No, because you gave that look.
Well, yeah, I want to know
Okay,
now.
Well, now you told everybody. It's a little too late now.
You now have to.
I was like, I knew because I was here.
I know. No, you just had to say the name. I remember. It clicks.
Yeah.
I'm here. I'm present. I'm
My
present.
eyes
I'm
are
That's
aware.
also the reason why we didn't address the earlier comment about
Yeah, well,
that
Yeah.
drama.
yeah, whatever the fuck that was. I was about to. I didn't want to say anything. I was like, you know what? Let's not do it.
No, I was looking at it and I was just like, that's not really
not
pertaining
us.
at
Nothing to
all.
do with us
Good
right now.
for good for them. Maybe they're poly. Maybe they're open. Maybe they're divorced.
No,
Maybe
I
they're
know
from an
all the
alternate
poly people in the
universe.
space. They've been to my panel before.
Oh yeah, of course. Y'all all have a staff meeting.
Yes, we do.
Staff
We're
meeting
organized.
assembled.
We communicate more than anything else. We communicate.
Okay, why wasn't I invited? I'm not poly though. What the
Yeah,
hell?
exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why you weren't
Talking
invited.
about-
Anyways, so last year it was the fog machine that just set it off because fog machines do produce heat.
Yeah.
So everybody knows it's a fog machine, not burnt
Not a
honey
honey
buns.
bunny. Yeah.
There's a deeper meaning to the joke, but we can't say it on the air.
Yeah.
No, you can say it on the air. Just I can't say it because SpongeBob over here will say it. Will absorb and say it. And she's starting school. When do you start school? You're going to start school again? What grade are you in? No, stop being shy. Say it loud.
Don't say it. No,
Second
don't.
grade. Second grade? Oh, the baby's going to second grade.
I'm not a baby. Stop.
Hey,
I remember when she was in kindergarten.
Oh, I said baby.
Wasn't
Yeah, you
said-
that was? Never mind.
Bit me.
Hey,
of
Sonic,
baby.
there's your justice. Hero bit him.
Normally, I would say it is a good con when you are going to sleep when the sun is up, and then your cosplayer is waking up being like, "Hiri, I need someone on the floor to watch over me. You need to operate on 2 hours of sleep." But that's if you've slept good the night before, right? This man was operating on no sleep going into the con.
And the
Sure,
lack of
you have-
sleep
you
just
still have the
kept
invite link.
stacking and stacking and stacking.
You can't stack so many debuffs, dude. We know this. Like,
Look, so I forgot what we were. So I did wake up Saturday. We
Talking about the honey.
We had a lot of fun in our hotel room because everybody was watching just like trash talking on the Discord.
Oh God.
Because it was between me and Deacon just going back and forth. We were doing it for fun. And we made a joke because Diamond wasn't there. So TK was there, who was a part of the drag show. And we're like, long story short, we're like, oh yeah, the Diamond died last night.
I was running errands for you, and this is how you repay me.
And we started as a joke, and we even made memes. There's pictures of him with angel wings, and and then he's even posting in the Discord like,
this is his first
what-
Delta.
what
by
is
the way.
going-
His first Delta.
This is Delta this whole weekend. So we were making all jokes and having fun in the room, and so you didn't see me until like late in the afternoon because I spent a lot of time in the look, Hero, another dog.
Okay.
Look, Hero. Look, he doesn't care.
What was the cosplay guest drama that you mentioned earlier? I'm kind of
It's
curious
okay.
about
Because I guess it kind of pertains to one of our JJ, you have the invite link. You can
I just sent it to him.
it was, oh man, it was so far up. Oh no, wait, maybe I scrolled way too far. Did we take it down?
No, it's still
It's
in there. I think.
yeah.
I
It's
don't see it.
So
Oh, there it is. I found it.
Oh wait, hold on. Wrong thing. My bad.
Not trying to start drama, but I saw that cosplayer kissing another cosplayer. I saw him ditch his friends, hung out with her all day,
Oh, I said
then
the
hid
wrong-
in the artist alley with her. By the way, that cosplayer is married. I'm trying not to say. And
I'm sorry, JJ. Hold on. I sent you the wrong link. My bad.
no.
he's
He's
in
already
here.
inside.
It's
It's
right
already
here.
in here.
it is
I
there.
never changed the link. Like all y'all have it.
Yeah.
Like
Now we're a full Brady bunch.
okay. So that comment was actually about
JJ, what is this
him.
tagline?
Oh.
Wait,
It's
what?
just somebody trying to start drama.
Wait, what happened?
What is this tagline?
What tagline?
Yeah, the
OF
Of
Nintendo.
OF Nintendo 1
Of
2.
Nintendo
Jay
128.
of
Nintendo.
Nintendo.
Day
Nintendo
of
Hey yo.
So okay, now we have a
Nowadays.
guest. We have a
Wait,
cosplay. We've had a cosplay. You've been a cosplaying guest before.
Not
Sorry.
not at this convention or
No, not you, Jay. Hold on. we have a skit performer. We have a guest that does tarot card reading. We have a professional.
You do tarot? I love you. I love you so much. I need to message
See,
you
look, now
later.
they're all gonna
Yeah, I do
like
tarot
bond
and
and go drink
yoga
mimosas.
teaching and other stuff along those lines. Sorry, my
But
dog's
probably not
trying to
me.
get
I
on
didn't even
my
see you at Delta. I didn't even see you at Delta.
food. I was just going as a guest this time, but I was looking into doing a booth for next year. So
I got
I did a
you.
move.
I got you.
I'm so glad I ran into you and you showed me where you put the business card because I never would have seen it there.
yeah, we were
Oh.
like, we don't know where to put this, but we don't want to walk into the room.
We had several casualties this weekend. The honey bun got burnt by the microwave, and then one of y'all, somebody, Chad, tell me if it was you. Did you break my TV?
No.
Somebody dropped it.
Someone dropped it?
Yeah, it's
I just
broken.
had fun
Like,
listening to y'all's conversation because we were right next door to y'all. Every time I was in
Yeah.
the hotel room, you'd be walking by and I'd hear all sorts of interesting stuff going on.
There's so much
One way to put it.
stuff.
I slept like the night away and just showed up at like 4. What time, Diamond? I showed up.
Dude, I think you showed up probably like at 10, 9.
Look, Aaron was our neighbor, by the way. Like, legitimately,
crazy.
the only room between us was Your Highness's room.
That's crazy.
So
Yeah,
imagine
so I
you
got all
have
the
the
juicy stuff
person
in
who
the
normally
hallway.
has wrestling panels next to a guest at the convention and next to the room party.
No, everyone here is some kind of professional. Jay does. He's a video game programmer. He did it for Jason Page or whatever, the guy that sings
Yes.
Pokemon theme song.
Yeah.
Chad's
yeah.
a saxophone performer.
I'm gonna say you're giving me way too much credit with professional.
Sonic's also an upcoming voice actor.
Hey, I paid you at my wedding. You are a pro now.
You know what? You're not wrong, and I do have another one coming up in October.
So,
Yeah.
like, everyone here has a different, and this is why we have so many people, because it's different perspectives of the convention. Now, as a reminder, not like just because we experienced it one way does not mean everyone experienced it that same way. Some of us were stressed out. Some of us had a bad time. Some people, it was I don't know, like Goku at a buffet.
Jesus.
Man, we should have went to a buffet.
We should have. But
He was still knocked out. He was still knocked
I
out.
was not knocked
to
out.
this
Stop
buffet.
telling people I slept like 40% of the con. I was awake trolling Deacon.
And you refused the water after karaoke.
And people were like watching it because I had Bud Light. It was water.
That's not water.
No, that's not water.
Oh my god.
Thank God I come up with a small secret plan to be like, hey, everybody look out for Jesse. Thank you, team.
I wasn't even the one who needed babysitting. Everyone, I was like coherent. I got everything done. I took care of everybody. Everyone needed babysitting, apparently.
Cap.
And we took care of some fires. Like I love Delta H Sonic security safety team. They're amazing. We work with them every year. They keep tabs on it. Like they have 100% permission and access to our room party if they feel something is off.
Yep.
Our room party had an open door policy. We checked we did check IDs for the alcohol.
Yep.
There was one guy that looked way too. I'm like, I'm like, I'm sorry, sir. We don't have Capri Suns here. Can I help you? He was like
Hey,
21.
back in
I'm
college,
like,
our Capri Sun used to have alcohol in it. There's
I-
a little hole in the back.
look, I love Capri Suns. I still drink them now.
I must have grew up in the wrong generation.
But like Frost, I talked to Frost and she had like a very different experience than what I had. And I talked to Savvy and she had a very different experience than what I had. Jay had a very different experience. I know me and Aaron talked for like a long time. Like I feel like we had a very long conversation Sunday.
Yeah, I'm pretty talkative. It's the Gemini and
No, I enjoyed it. I really did. Like if it wasn't the fact that we both had like responsibilities and had to go to bed, I could have kept talking. But listening.
Yeah,
I
it
like
was
listening.
good
to people.
conversation.
I missed out most of the con. I was just at the booth teaching people how to play Mario. Apparently,
Honestly,
So-
no, I was gonna say you were in the room.
Yeah.
Sonic is in the room. You guys don't drink alcohol. Do y'all feel like there was any pressure for y'all to?
No,
No, not real. No, man. It was just everybody was just vibing. They were doing their own thing. If
I got-
anything, oh, sorry. Go ahead, JJ. Sorry.
No, I was making jokes. I got was it iced tea and water and a pizza, and I was vibing the whole time.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was able to get, like a soda or some water, and it kind of helps out because sometimes in the actual convention, the water stations could be out of water, and you try to stay hydrated. I'm like,
They could be out of cups because apparently people kept stealing the
yeah,
cups.
they keep stealing cups and all that kind of stuff. And
the cup
we know who took them.
Crazy.
I think the thing is though, also is that the room parties is like a way to. It's kind of like when you're a teacher. There's a teacher's lounge.
Mhm.
There's like a lounge for like people just vibing and congo and all that stuff. And also it helped too because the World Cup was happening, so we were able to like watch the games or like have it as a background noise while like everyone's like vibing, having fun, trying to like relax. During the convention, because some people can get stressed out during these conventions, whether it's like panels or cosplay repairs or et cetera, any of that kind of factors.
I mean, okay, so just your thoughts, everyone's thoughts. Delta's obviously recommended as a good first-time convention, a good first time doing panels,
Yes, yeah.
first time
Yeah.
doing cosplay competitions.
Yeah.
You think that Delta?
I wouldn't say for competitions, mostly because there's not the category system for Delta H. But it's good to like put your feet in the water, but not necessarily like if you're trying to do it competing on a more serious scale, it's not the best to start out with.
Let me also give a different point of view. I think it's good for first timers because the audience isn't as massive and they're much more accepting and much more willing to cheer. Where you have a giant con with a much larger audience and people are more likely to be trolls or boo in a bigger audience. But one thing I've realized about Delta, because me and Suffering both ran how to socialize panels. There are a lot of people that are very shy, that have anxiety. The first time I went on stage was for Anime MATSURI, and I was shaking from anxiety. But and it wasn't something that I just happened. I just started shaking, and it was people were asking me if I was okay because it was that obvious. And I feel like a smaller con like Delta is perfect for breaking
the mold.
Breaking the mold. You have to break that ice. You have to level up. You have to kind of like build up to it.
I would say
Test
that
the
it's
waters.
great to participate. It's not necessarily great to take competitively seriously or get like a vibe for if you're going higher level in your cosplay, but to get your feet in the water and maybe not take the results as seriously as you might, then Delta's great for it. I mean, we all probably agree with you, Savvy, that like Delta making its cosplay contest more professional and creating categories and doing everything else like that is things that they need to do. But that's just up to the con to do. But as far as getting your feet wet and learning how to participate, like Delta's a great starting point for that, I think.
Oh yeah, no, that part is that part 100%. That part 100%. But I know a lot of really talented cosplayers that did almost quit because, you know, they went to a con that didn't have the system, and then they, you know, didn't
Kind of screwed over
have a
essentially.
chance.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they got screwed over essentially. But yeah, no, Delta H Con I think was my first cosplay contest, and I know I was really excited to do it because it's something really, really small, but I was kind of discouraged when, you know, there wasn't a chance in the lack of better terms, there wasn't a chance for me to place. You know.
Because I want to say, didn't you and I meet at your first Delta H competition?
I think so, yeah. And then me and you were just cutting up and laughing and doing all kinds of stuff and all that fun stuff. So it was really, really fun. It was amazing. It's just like there was no chance of anything really like coming out of it. And I know I've talked to a couple of like newbie cosplayers, and they were like, "Dang, I thought I was gonna like do well. I thought I was gonna place here or do something." And you know, I have to be the bearer of bad news. Like, it's a really good con to dip your feet in the water, but it's a little bit more complicated than that. Yeah. Especially depending on the judges, and a lot of people don't understand that, unfortunately.
I agree. Like I have the same, like I may not be like big in like craftsmanship, just like big in like the performance side of it, but I also have these same conversations with baby cosplayers who are also saying the same thing. Like I always are telling them, you don't know what the judges are looking for. And every judge is different. So it just all depends on like what that judge likes. Like I know for a fact that, God, I can't remember how many Delta H's ago, there was a judge where when I went to talk to him, it was my first craftsmanship build. I went and talked to him after the contest just to kind of get some feedback because it was my first craftsmanship build. And he was very big on the props. And like would talk about like, oh, so this cosplayer's prop, this is what I really liked about this, but he was still polite and would be like, but here's what I liked about yours and how I think you can grow and build in like your prop building. Yeah. Like it was my Aladdin from Moggy build from years back. And he was like, oh yeah, I really loved what you did with your staff. It was very cost efficient, especially for a beginner craftsmanship like yourself. Here's how I think you could rebuild it and make it better, make it more screen accurate. But yeah, I'm also having those conversations with like beginner skit people. Just like, hey, this is a really good con to get your feet wet. But again, you don't know what the judges are looking for. Just go out there, have fun, do your best, because like the audience may really love your skit, and that should be enough because you put something out there that somebody enjoyed.
I will say I am very thankful that they started adding more judges' choices options.
I agree.
Because last year they had 3 judges' choice awards per judge. This year they only had 2, which also gives people a better chance of at least getting a judge's choice, especially when it comes to skits.
Yeah.
Because it used to be just, you know, best performance, best walk-on, best craftsman, and that was it. Yeah. It was just those 2 options, and that was it. And then you would have like 35 walk-ons and, you know, 50 plus skits every year coming through and cycling through. You know, it gives people more of a chance, because even Anime Frontier does that. Yeah. You have 13 chances to place somewhere, even though they only have, say, 25 walk-ons and 10 skits. And they cut it. They cut it off. You know, it's just, they need to kind of fix that area a little bit. But yeah, it is a very good intro con to step into, but don't expect something unless, you know, and that's just a cut and dry way to explain it.
I just saw y'all's little message asking for Erin's Insta. She did text me saying she was going to step away. She'll be back in a few minutes, but I did have her business card. It has a QR code, so I sent y'all the link.
I get to pester people.
One up, DS. Can you post the question again? I don't know who the question was for. maybe I should scroll up.
I think he said Diamond needed to check his Facebook
No,
because
he
hasn't
told me
responded.
for Mexico to check his.
Yeah,
Oh,
Mexico.
Yeah.
He wants you to check.
I do have a question from someone because they
my
sent me.
Facebook.
Yeah.
What did I do?
Check your DMs.
Check your DMs. I do have a question from someone who I know personally, and they want to just talk about it specifically. So here's the. It's in the private.
Oh, okay. Yes, no, Toa. If it's the anime MATSURI stuff, we're gonna talk about that a little bit later.
Okay, it says, do you want me to read the question?
Yes.
Do you want me to read it, Diamond?
Yes.
Okay. Watching the stream, I was thinking you could have mentioned that Delta started expanding how many judges awards they give in order to combat the whole no skill level division. They are also very heavy as being a skit convention, so wanting to dip your toes into that. Delta's a perfect place to do so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think me and Frost Elf already kind of like touched in on that already. I am glad that they're adding more award opportunities for sure. I actually learned this year that Delta H was a performance con, like a skit con.
I did
had
not
no
know that
idea
until now.
Yeah, I think they're finally vocalizing it more so, but I had no idea. I guess I kind of should have guessed because they focus a lot on the performance idols there, but it's not very well vocalized or advertised.
No, it isn't.
I mean, at one point, Delta. I don't know how y'all feel, and maybe I'm just gonna mention this because somebody was talking about it in the room. They were talking about they were talking about skits and how there's like they wish there were more comedy skits because we are old and we remember when
That was me. You were
of
talking to
comedy
you about that.
That was you, okay? And because I've done comedy skits before, and there's a lack of comedy skits, and it just seems like there's just like idol performances, kind of like the Miku thing, kind of going on.
We even us in the cosplay community were kind of not really like harping on idols who are competing as in skits, because I remember there like the year that I judged a Delta H, I'd say 75% of the skits were 8 idol dance offs. And that was again 69 skits. 75% of them were Idol Fest dance off skits.
I feel like not this year, but last year there weren't I felt like there were a lot of comedy skits, at least from what we saw. I didn't see as much of that, and that was one of the reasons we came back.
Yeah, no, we had a lot of K-pop idol skits. Like 75% of them were.
Okay, maybe I missed that part.
Yeah, no, there was 69 skits. There was. For every 5 skits, there was 1 comedy skit or something along that line. There was another 5 K-pop idol dance skits, and so
wait, there was.
And this was for Saturday night.
Yeah, that was Saturday night back in 24. There was 69.
This is 25. What I was talking
69 skits.
That's crazy.
I can't imagine having to like.
That's too many.
Sit
25,
down.
I think it was like 26, 27, something like that.
Yeah, there was 21 walk-ons, me included, and then there was 27 skits.
Yeah, there definitely should have been a cap, like a limit. I was like, oh, first come, first serve, you know?
Yeah, that's too many, period. Even if they're all good, nobody's going to sit through all of that.
And like, I won't, like when I was sitting this year, waiting to like get called for like my skit number and stuff. And something that I'd just like to do is just like, go around and like talk to people quietly, of course, to not disturb the judges, like prejudging, just to go talk to people and be like, hey, like your costume looks amazing, just uplift people because we're all nervous. We're all in this room. And like, I got to talking with this cosplayer and we got to talking and stuff. And we talked about like how there seems to be at Delta a lot of idol skits and like every year. And I was over here like, I know like they're really talented and I love seeing their performances because I can't do something like that. Like I know that's a lot of training. That's a lot of practicing. A lot of them like practice a year in advance. And I get that, but it seems to be almost the same dance or the same song, like every couple of years or so. And we brought up how like Onicon, for example, has a strict like no idol dance rule for their skits. It's like you cannot enter a dance that has already been done. It all has to be original. And we were kind of wondering if that was something, but I was like, for something like Delta, probably not, because there are still original people that come in and do like original dance skits to an already pre-recorded song, because I've seen a couple that are like that, and they're really, really good. But I was like looking at this year compared to last year, and I was like, oh, it's not as bad as last year where there were a lot of idol dances. Like this year, I think there was like 1 or 2, not counting the K-pop one. There were 3. Okay. Thank you for correcting.
Not counting the K-pop.
Not counting the K-pop.
Yeah, no. There was the twins, the yellow-haired twins. And then
Len and Ren.
Well, there was 2. There was supposed to be 3. One of the Miku skits got canceled because the audio messed up. It was the one that was supposed to go before you.
Oh, really? I didn't know.
I think so, because that Miku never performed.
Okay, I was wondering why like we were getting close to like me and Mags so quickly. I was wondering that. Okay.
And there was another one, not counting them. But I also think that I think Delta has a K-pop dance judge contest thing there, don't they?
Yeah,
I
they had
want to
something
say
like that.
so. Yeah, I would have to ask.
Yeah,
I would have to ask one of my friends because they go every year, but I think so.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like unless that was another thing that I think I had a conversation with someone. They made a comment that professional idols who are, doing dances with actual specified groups should not be competing in the cosplay contests in the skit category. I
That
think
makes
was
sense.
what the conversation was. I can understand it on one side, but that's also kind of restricting it as well.
Yeah.
But again, it's
Maybe
very...
they could feature them as like a featured performance if they're professional, and then not have them be
Yeah.
competing.
They used to. That used to be the
That
halftime
seems more
show.
fair.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I remember. They would invite like an idol group to perform at the halftime show of the contest, but they were not allowed to compete in the contest. They could be the halftime show,
That
but they
makes
couldn't
sense.
compete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
And I even,
If it was one person,
I'll be right back.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I was just gonna say that like I had like an opinion from like an outsider looking in, like one of my friends. She's not in the cosplay community, but she's come to some of conventions to support me in the contests and like just kind of watch on the sidelines and stuff, but is not in the community. And she also had that opinion that like professional idols should not be allowed in cosplay competitions. But she goes, I know that's a huge hot take. I don't know. And she looked at me, she goes, I know you're in the community, you compete. I don't know if you're going to agree or disagree with me, but she goes, that's just my opinion as an outsider looking in.
That's in athletics and other areas. If you're getting paid to do this as a living and you're participating in an amateur competition, that's kind of unfair.
Yeah. If you do it and you receive compensation for it, you're considered a professional. And
yeah, I don't even think that's a hot take. I think that's like a room temperature take. Like,
so I mean,
it's
you
a
could
very
have
logical take.
You could have like somebody could be like, okay, we should consider this, but at the end of the day, whatever policies they decide to take up or change or to try to make it diverse or trying to like whatever changes you make to try to cater to everybody, you're still gonna make a lot of people upset.
You're gonna upset somebody else.
I've got to run. My child needs me to play Danganronpa with her. So.
Nice.
I'm gonna text you because I would definitely like to have you come on.
Sure.
We're gonna talk more about.
We can do some tarot card readings next time.
We're gonna do tarot cards. We're gonna talk about other stuff, other cool, fun stuff.
Perfect.
I'm
Thank y'all
scared
so
of tarot
much.
cards though.
They're not scary. I can promise you.
Mine's gonna
I don't
be
do
like
scary. I don't tell your future in the sense of like you're gonna die tomorrow.
No, I'm not worried about that. I mean, I got life insurance. I get hit by a car, she gets $250,000.
You just don't want me to delve into your psyche.
Daddy, no. Look at the money. No, you're good. I'll text you.
All right, bye. Thank y'all.
I think actually you guys have kind of inspired me. I want to make a panel where we bring all the panelists together and we all just argue.
A debate. A panelist debate.
Let's do it.
Okay, I can moderate it. I don't feel right competing because I was a professional debater for how many years?
I'll debate you. How about that? You're gonna debate me.
Okay, then you're gonna get cooked. I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. You're gonna get cooked because you're gonna be allowed to talk
cheese
trash.
goes on fried rice.
You can't. Hey, Mexico, you can't troll him. You have to actually debate him, though.
No, that's not how this works. It's my pen.
Queso goes into ramen. I just start saying
the first annual Geeks 5 Ever debate challenge.
So
yeah, can you beat Gary?
Real quick, I do want to get because we do have to move on. I want to get real quick from Savvy. What were the things that you liked about the con this year, and what are the things you didn't like, and what is like something they can improve? Unless you got to go.
No, I'm good. I'm fine. We're good. For the most part, everything was pretty set in stone in terms of like what I liked. A lot of the same stuff was the same. It's a familiarity of the con for me specifically. I know I had to deal with that little child. That's a little heathen child who was being very much a nuisance. Which I was really glad that the grandmother seemed so receptive because I did have to. I would love to answer that question after, if that's okay. Yeah. But again, the artist alley area was a little tight. There was 2 rows that were really, really tight because I had an umbrella one of the days and I kept whacking people on with it on accident. That was one thing. I mean, everything was pretty much the same in terms of preparation. I know the panel room 3 issue is slowly getting better, but it's slowly not. It's still in a work in progress for the most part, I think. But all in all, it was a pretty normal year in terms of comfort and enjoyment and stuff like that. I know it was a slower year for me because I only had basically 1 panel to do and I didn't compete this year. I was a handler for one of the cosplay contestants, but it was a pretty slow year for me.
I think there should be a warning in the sign up that panel room 3 has no audio visual equipment. Because I think panel room 3 is perfect. I like panels where they aren't too big, where everyone can kind of, you can kind of talk and see everybody and hear what they have to say. And I feel like it's a little bit more, it has more of an interactive vibe and it feels.
It's definitely more one-on-one kind of conversation, kind of panel room for me than a, big thing.
And I feel like you can set up that room better, even if it is small, to be conducive to panels that have real visual aids. Right now, it's just not that.
Well, like even the cosplay contest room is just so small now. Like they're extending the space out further and further every year with all the new equipment.
Literally.
And then we're sitting in like like all the cosplay competitors have to stay outside of the room because we can't fit in by the door anymore.
Dude,
after we get on.
That was like bugging me so much because I was like, we're literally standing out in the middle of the hallway, merging with the line to get in to watch it. And and so like people are coming up to us going, oh, is this the line to get in? And we're like, no. And we don't know where to point them to go because we're trying to make sure that we stay where we're supposed to be and not get out of order.
Yeah, I think something that we talked about with either one of the, like we were talking, it was me and somebody else. We were talking with about like what to do for the line in terms of like regular attendees. They need to not line up on the wall where you guys come in for the cosplay contest at all.
Yeah.
Probably the best option is for them to start lining up, like for them to close off panel room 2, the panel room right across the way, and have them start lining up in there, and then just doing it that way, or having them start somewhere else and then go down and around, because it made it so chaotic. It was really, really tight. And a lot of us, imagine if there was someone with a really big prop or a really big outfit and they couldn't maneuver properly, or if they busted against somebody and they broke a cosplay piece, that would have been a really, really big thing.
Like,
for sure.
Like literally, I've been trying to think on like how they can fix this, because next year, like I'm already cooking my skit for next year, and it's a skit I've been wanting to do since college, and I'm going to have like a backdrop with curtains and props, and I would very much like the line for us, like who are competing, to be somewhere where I know I'm not going to accidentally whack somebody who's waiting in line to get in. And my friend who was staying with me, he like walked the line because unfortunately he could not get in because they capped it. But he walked the line to see, you know, how far it went and offer his own criticism on how they could fix it. And he even said, why don't they close off some of the panel rooms, put you guys or the line in there until the hallways are clear, and that way you guys are not getting all mixed up. Because last year he literally stood in line with the competitors because he thought that was the line to get into the contest.
Honestly, what they probably need to do is they need to have the cosplay contestants in panel room 2, and then have the judges and the person who's getting prejudged in panel room 3. Like have us in panel room 2, have us lined up ready to go, have them be in panel room 3 1 so they don't have to worry about the noise, or have us lined out outside panel room 2 and then just go in and out, because they do that for Tokyo X.
Do they have any panels in panel room 1 during the competition?
Yeah, so it's actually panel room 1 that's next to main stage.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I have them flipped. Okay, so yeah. But they need to have like either everyone line up in panel room 1, have them go next door, do it like that. It's going to be a little bit longer in terms of like walking over there and stuff, or just have them right there. But that would help, because a lot of the time people were speaking too loud and the judges had to continue correcting people to lower their voices down for judges to hear what the person was saying.
Yeah.
It was a whole thing.
It was so crazy because I know, like, me and my group, we were just in a corner whispering far away from the judges and just whispering, but we couldn't even hear ourselves talk. And I think I even whispered, I said, if we cannot hear ourselves like think and speak, then the judges surely can't. Like, that's bad. And that's why, like, we also feel like prejudging either needs to take place at a different time in the day. That way, when we all meet at 4, we can get lined up, okay? Or they need to go in a different room.
They need to extend prejudging.
Amen.
Actually, I feel like it needs to start at 3 or something. Like prejudging starts at 3, ends at 4:30. Then we can start doing the practice.
Can I add, like, maybe, I know this is going to sound like maybe harsh, a little mean. Shouldn't there be like a judgment rule where if you can't respect everyone around you and the judges and everything that's trying to get done, like, you know, points or get kicked, possibly even be escorted out of the contest or something like that? That's a lot of disrespect for them to constantly telling them, hey, keep it down.
The lady, I think, told people to quiet down like 10
No,
times.
at that point, I would have been like, look, if you don't stop acting like a child, we're going to ask you to, like, leave.
There needs to be like a whole revamp of like cosplay contest etiquette, con etiquette, and everything else.
Well, this was also the first year, like, since I've been competing at Delta, where one of the judges had to yell at everybody to be quiet. Because, like...
Oh, yeah, Silverback.
Yeah, Silverback yelled,
I
like, think, 3 times for everybody to be quiet.
Yeah, it was him 3 times, and then the actual the lady cosplay coordinator like 10 times using the microphone. So there was no way that people could...
I'm going to volunteer next year. Sarah, if you're watching this show, Mexican wants to volunteer, I'll get them to be quiet.
Yeah. Hey, sit down.
I was tempted to use my teacher voice and be like, look, if a grown adult is telling you to stop talking or quiet down, it is not that hard. You are not in middle school.
Yeah.
Because
I'd be up there with you.
You got to put the respect in there. You can't. They're not going to respect you if there's no consequence.
Yeah. But I also, this has always been like a gripe that I had with Delta H, but I've kind of grown used to it with the cosplay contest. They really need to have it set up in like a similar fashion to other cons where they have just the judges and one person besides the timekeeper in a single room to prevent that from happening, because a lot of people are nervous when they're talking with the judges already. Imagine how they're going to feel with everyone else in there. Tokyo X does it. San Japan does it. Anime Frontier does it.
Animeverse
Everywhere
does it.
else. Animeverse does it. There needs to be that division, but unfortunately, Delta H, I don't think can provide that in the location that they're currently in due to space restraints.
They could allocate longer times for prejudging, which we went over before.
And we've been vocalizing that for years as well, because by the time we get through just the walk-ons, we have 30 minutes for skits to just step on, step off, then line up, and then we never start on time and never end on time.
And then, like, if we do have like longer prejudging times as well, it could also add for all of us who are doing skits, like just like don't play like the whole audio, but just play maybe like the first 5 to 10 seconds to ensure that the audio works. That way, when the skit is getting ready to perform, we're not having to, we're going to come back to them later, or like do a random musical interlude until we get the audio working.
You don't even have to run it over the loudspeaker, honestly. Most technicians that run audio have headsets, so they can hear it directly in their ear. Just turn off the main speaker. And you should be okay.
It's just, I was hearing from like many people who have done skits at Delta that they want more time to ensure that their audio works before the actual contest begins, so that there are no problems.
Right. So you could have the tech guy run it for like a minute, but it only plays in his headset, because DJs, audio tech, anybody that runs any kind of sound of equipment will have their own pair of headphones. Even people that perform on stage, like concerts, they have to have the earpiece in their ear so they can hear their own voice. So there is a headphone connected all the time. And that's just the simple, just turn off the main speaker.
I feel like there also needs to be an extra headset backstage where so the person who's like, or the people who are doing this skit can also hear what the other person is hearing at the same time. So if they have suggestions like, hey, this part's really quiet, can you turn it up at this point? And things like that. But unfortunately, that's something that Delta H has to start implementing or start understanding. Is a harsh way of saying it, because like even a lot of bigger cons also have a rehearsal before the actual contest starts to prevent that from happening.
You want me to talk to Sarah about it? Because she didn't come on the show this year, but she does come on the show every year for an interview.
Again, we've talked to the male cosplay coordinator about our gripes for multiple years. I don't think, and I think he said he has talked to Sarah about it, but it's just getting it into practice.
I'll even volunteer. Like, look, because I have a headphone splitter. I have receivers and transmitters for Bluetooth for devices that don't have Bluetooth. I can turn any TV. I can turn a 90s boombox into a Bluetooth speaker. I have devices. I have splitters. Like I said, I bring my own equipment. I could supply the main events room. And as a matter of fact, one year we did for their guest karaoke. We know it was mostly just us bringing the TV.
I feel like we're just like blazing the cosplay content.
And that's fine. That's why you're here. You're here to share. Frost, I mean, same question. Anything you would like to, and like, keep in mind what you feel could be improved, Savvy, is based off of your experience and how you think like this could be better. Because me personally, like Pop over here, freaking Pop, poop, 10 out of 10. I mean, Suffering Junior over here.
Well, think about it like this, right? No. I think Delta, in a lot of ways, needs to keep hearing this feedback, especially because we saw so much more growth this year, that their cosplay contest needs to get more professional, that they need to be allocating more stuff for this if they want to be taken more seriously, and they want to actually take away people from the worst cons, right? Which, we've talked about ad nauseum so far, about they don't seem to get that much of a crowd. They're picking up steam this year. And if their cosplay contest doesn't get more professional, they're never going to pick up the amount of steam that they want to, even though they had success this year.
They're going to be bigger next year. They're going to have more people next year, because because of Groupon and One Up said it. Groupon reaches to a part of the market that will never see any of the advertisements for the con in their algorithm. They will never see this, never heard of it. There are a lot of con goers in Houston, they've never heard of Delta. They've never heard of Onicon. They've only heard of Matsuri and Comic Palooza and DreamCon. And then with DreamCon, also, not going to get into that in this episode, but there are people out there that do say negative things about DreamCon, and there are people out there that say negative things about Anime Matsuri, and then they say negative things about Comic Palooza. And trust me, a lot of it may be warranted, and a lot of it is not warranted. With Anime Matsuri, I will say this: there are a lot of people that say terrible things about the con that, for the most part, is not true. I do not spread fake rumors. I don't care if I know it's not real. I'm not going to talk about it. I knew John and Denise personally. John is a fucking scumbag.
Ooh, you said a wordy dirt, sir. Ooh.
That's another $1 in the swear jar.
Shut up. Oh, she started complaining, by the way. She's like, I'm hungry. When is this finished? That's why.
Been online for 3 hours.
No, she's like, when is this finished? Hurry up. Like, because I muted myself. So when I was looking at her talking, she's like, I'm hungry. I'm like, okay, if you stop complaining, I'll get you McDonald's. And then she lit up and went back to her game.
Yeah. That's all it takes. McDonald's.
What? No, not right now. I'm not done. Okay, you looked at me and smiled.
Goku's getting the whole podcast.
I'm already going to get yelled at by her mom. Like, what did she eat all summer? McDonald's.
McDonald's.
Chicken nuggets.
She doesn't like chicken nuggets. She likes the cheeseburger.
Cool.
On that.
Okay.
Respect.
I will say this. Okay, so yeah, Frost. I will say because we talk all the time. Yeah, what is your question to Jazz and Diamond? Honey buns? No, 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 ignore him.
No.
Hey,
Frost, you're next.
We need to hear from legendary Frostel VA. Okay, we need to hear from Frostel VA right now.
Yeah.
Thank you for using the YouTube and the Twitch handle. Well, like, because other than what Savvy has already talked about, like with the contest, because I have the app like the same. I can get my hand up there.
It works. There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
We love Frost.
Because other than what they talked about, like with the contest, like because I've been going to Delta since 2013. Ooh, I'm showing my age here. So I've been going for a long time, and this is the first Delta in, like, I want to say since the pandemic, where I had so much going on that I was worried, like, I'm not going to have fun. Because I mean, I had a duo cosplay and the duo shoot Friday morning, then I had a panel Friday night, then I had a shoot Saturday morning, then I had the contest Saturday night, and then I had my group cosplay all day Sunday. So I was like, yeah, this is gonna hurt me, and I am extremely sore. I hated sitting at my work desk today, but I still.
You and me in 2024.
Yeah, like I walked in and my coworkers were like, "So how was the weekend?" I was like, "Don't talk to me. Everything hurts right now," but I still had fun. Like, that's like, because I posted it like on my Instagram story that, like, despite what happened with the contest, because I feel the same way as Savvy does, I still had a blast because I finally got to do like one of my dream duo cosplays with like one of my good friends. Like, we've talked about doing it for years, and we finally did it. Like, this was the year we finally did it. And I got to do like a group cosplay I never thought I'd do again since 2016. Like, and we have like now gone viral. That freaking video that we made went freaking viral. I keep waking up like Patrick Star. Like, who are you people? Because I'm getting like,
you're like, just pinch me now.
You know, like,
I saw it. It had like over 800 likes. I was like, yo, I'm so much
it's now at 1K.
Nice.
Like,
Oh wow!
Oh wow, that's amazing.
We're all viewing this, and then like I knew it went super viral when my coworker, like my crazy coworker, came in the work this morning. He goes, "Hey Kaylee, I saw that cool dance video that you did with the blue hair. I don't know what it was, but you looked like you had fun." And I was like, I better text the group and let them know, because I was like, if my coworkers saw it, like.
years.
That's crazy. But I still like that's why I go to Delta, because that is the con where all my friends at, where all my homies are at. And that's where like I have like the most like cosplay plans that come together to fruition after years of talking about doing it. Like this is the con where it always happens. I enjoy the panels that happen here. Like I enjoyed the panel that me and Savvy got to do. It was a lot of fun.
Wait. Before y'all, hold on, let me move y'all real quick. So,
okay, there we go.
Friendship.
And to answer this question, we're gonna get to that in a little bit. Like, give us like 20 minutes. We'll get to that, or 30 minutes.
As soon as we're done with the Delta review, we'll get to the
yeah. Well, as soon as we finish with the Delta stuff, because
We'll get to the juicy
there's already drama with Matsuri, and it's a week away.
It's
Are
this
you
weekend.
serious?
It's this coming.
I saw it at work, and I was like, "Gee, I wonder why."
And it's voice. It has to do with the voice talent.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so much so that the Houston Chronicle actually reported it.
Yeah, that's why
No. The problem I have with that article is they used the thumbnail for one of my favorite artists, and I immediately jumped on the comment section and be like, "No, you do not slander her name."
Okay, so just to give you a quick summary, Nightmare Caster, one of the voice talent is being advertised at an anime reunion with Vic Mignogna, and
then they came out and said that. I was like, no,
that's not.
That
doesn't work for me, brother.
It don't work for me, brother. Brother Jack, dude.
Vic is the Tamaki voice actor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, and he plays Edward Elric in the Full Metal Alchemist dub.
And Rin Matsumoto.
Yeah, and then of course like the big one. I can't escape this ad. It's everywhere. Every time I open my phone. They were doing like a Vampire Night reunion because he played Zero in Vampire
that was another
Night.
one too.
Even I saw that advertisement, and I'm blocked by Matsuri, their Facebook group, their Instagram, their Facebook account. I'm blocked, and I still saw that ad.
Crazy.
Yeah, like I saw that ad and like sent it to my old college roommate, and
Yes,
she was
the
like, and she just sat there and she was like, dude, I wouldn't even go to that con if I saw that ad. She was like, what the
John
heck?
loves paying for meta ads. I don't know what it is. Every single year on Matsuri is coming up, I see like 1 billion ads on meta for Matsuri.
Yep.
But yeah, like despite the contest, despite what happened, like I still had a blast because again, this is the one con that I go to every year where I see a lot of my friends. We hang out, we catch up because we don't all go to the same shows. We don't all go to the same conventions. I know Savvy and I will see each other at Tokyo X in September next.
We're competing against each other.
But yeah, I just
really
feel like I've watched Delta for like since 2013, like grow and grow and grow to like what it is now. And I had a long conversation with a friend of mine who stopped going to Delta years ago because she felt like it's no longer fun. It's the same thing over and over. There's nothing new. There's nothing worth going back to. And I have like just kind of sat with her and had this conversation before I went to Delta. And I even agree that for Delta to grow and like get all the attention that other cons are going, like some things do need to change. Mm-hmm. And my friend who has gone with me since I took him to his first Delta, he even said that it's starting to get to where they have outgrown the venue and they need to move. But I understand that costs money. We both do. We understand that's very hard to find. Like he even made a joke, like, why don't they go to NRG? And I laughed and I said, dude, I ain't going to Delta if it's at NRG.
Yeah, the parking would just be a turnoff for a lot of people. Especially
Plus,
with like...
NRG would kill the spirit of what Delta stands for.
Exactly. That's why like I'm over here. So but that's why I was like, no, don't go to NRG. But yeah, I still had a great time. I still had fun. I made new friends. I hung out with all my old friends. I loved seeing more artists this year over vendors. That was very nice. But I also agree the artist alley was a little crowded. It was kind of hard to walk down some of the aisles, especially in my Friday costume. I was like getting stepped on. And I was also trying not to step on my friend's costume because we're both in long flowing robes. We're trying not to step on each other's robes. And so we're hiking our robe skirts up. So we're not stepping on each other and also not getting stepped on. But I just feel like the contest needs definitely some upgrades and some maybe even some rule changes. I don't know, but just some upgrades, make it more professional. I do agree. I think adding a class system would be very nice. So yeah, that's just like my little review on it. I had fun because I have fun every year that I go. I agree with all the points that Savvy brought up in terms of the contest, so I can't really add anything else because I agree as well. And all in all, A+ on there being like a huge artist alley. A+ to that because I always love supporting artists.
Well, we're gonna score them in a minute. Don't worry, we're gonna give them a score. Everyone gets a score. Everyone gets a score, including Matsuri.
Shadow, can you please get down? Then my cat's trying to climb my TV right now.
I was gonna say, as far as like your friend goes about saying there's nothing fun, there's nothing different, the same old, same old. The argument here is if you want change, be part of the change.
Yeah. Lead by
like
example.
I have said that because like something that I've learned, like even though I know it's like a con that's like a hit or miss with people with Nostalgia Con, because since the first Nostalgia Con, something I've heard from a lot of people is, oh, they need to bring like more of these type of guests. And I'm like, okay, tell them that. You have to like be the voice for that con community if you want that type of change. And that's something that like we talked about because she goes, I keep sending them all of these like old school anime guests because that's what Delta really tries to invite is like anime voice actors from really old shows. I mean, one of the voice actors that was there was in a show that nobody talks about, but I know what it is. And it's a very niche title. And I was so happy to meet her. But I said, if you want that,
what was the anime title?
Romeo X Juliet. She plays Hermione.
Okay, gotcha.
And that, yeah, and she was shocked when I handed her my DVD. She was like, "You know this?" And I went, "Yeah, I've had it since high school. Yeah, I know this show."
I was a little surprised that they only had feminine voice actors this year. Like it was just straight down the line, all women voice actors. They normally have a little bit more variation when it comes to that.
They do. But I like told my friend, I said, if you want that, like you have to tell them, like whenever they like are getting ready to do their next convention, start like sending them suggestions. I don't know how we do that for Delta, but start saying, hey, I would love to see this person if you can get them. I would love to see this person if you can get them. Blah, da, 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 da.
There's a lot of conventions I have seen like months before they start. It's like, hey, do you guys have any suggestions for guests? Let us know in the comment section. Or something. I remember San Japan was used to do that at one point.
Like I know,
do it.
There used to be an option on the old website, but I don't think there is anymore.
Yeah, like I know NostalgiaCon Part 2, before Part 1 even happened, they made a post like, hey, who would you like to see come to Houston Part 2? And they had a little like Google form, like suggestion box type thing. Yeah. And I can't go to Part 2 because that's the weekend after Tokyo X. There's a play happening in my hometown that I want to audition for. So I pulled the plug and I was like, I can't go to Part 2. But I have friends that want to go. So I asked them like, hey, who do you guys want to see? I'll send the Google form. And they gave me like a list of people that they would like to see come to Part 2. And I like sent that to the con. But I was like, this isn't a guarantee. They were like, we want to see more Baldur's Gate voice actors. So that's what they handed me. And I went, okay, I sent that. But yeah, like that's all I told her. I said, then tell Delta that. Tell them you want to see these people. Cause I've even told, like, I think I've commented on some posts like for Delta, like, hey, I think it would be really fun if you guys like invited voice actors from like this like anime because its anniversary is coming up or something like that. I did see the video because a friend sent it to me. I did see the video that they just posted about next year, about next year's dates. And I saw where it said like ice skating. And I went, okay, so if Yuri on Ice is not going to be happening next year, I'm going to be kind of pissed because I saw ice skating and went, okay, cool. So are we getting Yuri on Ice voice actors? Is that what that means? But yeah, I just told her, I said, tell them, because that's how cons know who like their attendees want to see.
Mm-hmm.
You have to tell them that, because I know San Japan has it. And even though I hate to say it, like Anime Matsuri sometimes is like, who would you like to see? You know, come to our con, blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
I think DreamCon made a post one year, like saying, hey, who would you like to see us invite? Like, tell them, because that's how they know this is who our attendees, this is who our audience want to see us invite. Let's try to see if we can get them.
Yeah.
But I know that the people that she wants to meet are like high-end voice actors. Like Christina V was like one of the names that popped up, and I went.
She got announced for NostalgiaCon. I did
exactly. I did see that, but I met Christina V at Delta years ago, and so like I understand she came to Delta once, but I know she is like very popular. That it's going to be. You had to jump up there, like that. That it's going to be hard to get her now. I know, like, I know that, like, in the past, I've seen a lot of, like, the Inuyasha voice actors come to Delta.
Yep.
And that would be pretty cool, to have them come back. But, yeah, it's more on tell the con this is who you want to see.
Mm-hmm.
And they will try to get them. It's not always a guarantee. It depends on budget. It depends on who they already have announced, if they even have the spot to get another person. But tell them, because then maybe if they don't get them this year, they'll try to get them next year. Because I can't remember what con I went to. There was somebody they tried to get for a con, and they got them the next year because they couldn't get them for that year, but they got them next year. And I saw this question. So who did I cosplay? I was the Lestat de Leoncourt from Interview with the Vampire. That was me. I was the one whose wig flew off their head, and I performed the rest of the skit bald. That was me.
They also said they had a suggestion box in the website.
Yeah, Delta has one in the website. Yeah, so I mean, to go back to the Matsuri thing, you can suggest whoever you want to them, but they're still going to bring back Vic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because even though Matsuri has a suggestion box, like
they also have a donation box.
Yeah,
you can donate to the con.
Like everyone that's been on staff will tell you they don't listen to their suggestions at all because they're a big con and they don't really care. Delta, at least as a small con, you have much more of a likelihood for someone to read that comment and say like, "Hey, that is a good idea."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I know she even like sent a suggestion to Delta for this year because it was the anniversary of this manga. Like, why don't they try to get like some of the voice actors from Nana to come to Delta? And I even saw like a Nana cosplay group on Sunday, and I was like, that would have been amazing if they could, but again, it all just depends. Sorry, and I'm also trying to make sure my cat doesn't eat my microphone. He is like in my closet where like all of my voice acting stuff is set up right now.
Well, he's not a cat, obviously, but mine all jumped off me. Real quick, we're gonna Sonic. I need to ask you, what did you like about the con? What did you not like? And what do you think they can do better?
I don't know. We've already talked about a lot of this stuff. I mean, the most recent one was that, like, I feel like what kind of hold this year back is kind of felt like a lot like last year. Like some stuff felt recycled. Some of the layouts felt recycled. Some of the panels, I feel like I saw this last year or something like that. I'm like, okay, they must be that popular. I feel like in a way they kind of played it too safe per se. I don't know if that's the best way to describe it. For me, this is just a convention. Again, it's just like it's a just hang out, which catch up with people kind of convention. You know what I mean? Like for me, I used to I cosplayed, occasionally, but this was the year I was like, man, I kind of didn't feel like cosplaying this year. You know what I mean? It was like that kind of vibe. Not a knock on anybody who wants to cosplay and any of that stuff. It's just like it's that point of like maybe I'm just getting old and all that kind of stuff. But some of the panels, I guess some of the panels did seem too similar. Like there was a lot of like
Singing.
a lot of singing ones, and I'm like, there wasn't much of like a Q&A kind of stuff. There was one that stood out to me. The one panel I actually did go to was the voice actor one. Is they had one of the guests. You show up on the stage. You do grab a mic. You do like read from the script, and then they give you like constructive like feedback. And I thought that was
I wanted
really
to go to that.
Yeah, I wanted to try out, but I was at that point. I was like, oh, they already took up. Like, damn, I want to try it. But then I will give props to one of them. The way he delivered the lines, it had a vibe. Like, man, this guy is really good, and there's so much so that the guest, the host of it, was really impressed. They gave him some feedback. I was like, oh, she was like, other than that, you were great. Oh my god, you were incredible, and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, I like that. The game room just felt so like, I don't know. I feel like they just like, this isn't a knock. I'm sorry, I do disrespect. Excuse my language, but it felt half-assed.
Yeah.
Because you go into this only one setup of like Just Dance, and then you see all the computers, and all of them are on Roblox. All the kids are on Roblox. All the consoles are like the same consoles. They're like a couple of 360s, an Xbox One, a few Super Nintendos, and unless I'm like, can we get some variety, please? Can we get some like, I don't know, Genesis? Can we get Dreamcast? Can we get PS1 or something like that? And also the arcade machines some of them were malfunctioning. Half of them didn't even work. Especially the DDR thing, which, to be honest, not really surprising. I don't know. I think that's, other than that, I mean, again, this is just a convention. Like, you just basically go there and not like feel pressure to do anything. You just go out there and just, catch up with friends, walk around, just talk to people. And also another panel I did go to, was the karaoke that, it was hosted. This isn't a knock on you, Goku. I'm just gonna, there's a gripe I will say. Can you be more consistent? Can you try to like balance out between like the people who want to sing and the community breaks? Because there was one part you did like, okay, there was like 6 people singing, and then we did a community break, and then we did one person sing, and then we did another community break. I'm like, come on, man. Like, no, but
go to someone else's karaoke. So let me tell you why the community songs are important. For one,
no, I understand they're important. The issue is the way
the pacing of it. Skip 12. 12.
There was like a lot of repeats. Yeah, there was a lot of repeats.
Because Tess signed up like 7 times because she thought we skipped her. And people were like doing multiple songs at once, and then one of them was just like one of the suggestions just asked, "Where's the bathroom?"
Like, bro,
really? Yeah, that's one. No, but again, it's just this isn't a knock or anything. It's just like I'd rather to be like, okay, do like every 10 songs, do like a community song.
Right.
Well, we try to do it like that. We try to do
5
it
or
like
10
once every hour, but like. So
yeah,
we also do it based on the room, right? So
right.
I have to look at if it's sometimes you can sing whatever you want. We're not going to judge you, but if we see the vibe in the room kind of died with one song in particular,
right?
It's like, okay, let's.
I mean, I'll give you a good example. There could be songs where it's like barely any lyrics and mostly just guitar solos or something like that.
It was like Tequila. Somebody did Tequila, and I was like, what the fuck? Yeah. Tequila has, for those of you that don't know, Tequila
only has like one fucking
4 words.
4 words.
And they're all tequila.
Yep.
I really feel like at this point, with how much karaoke that the G5E does now, having a queue organization system or having someone just like, all right, let me organize the queue while someone else is running the karaoke is probably a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
There's no real way to just.
I mean, you can't. I mean, you could at least look at the list and it's like, let's see. Okay, this person is doing it like, look at who's submitting, and then you just say, okay, skip that one, or
no, that's what we did. But unfortunately, we had like at one point, and when I say the 12 songs, I meant that was in a row.
Yeah,
like,
Chandler
told me like, dude, I just skipped 12 entries like all at once. This was all at once. Altogether, we had as soon as the panel started, dude, within 10 minutes, we already had 30 entries.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to do it in the queue. Like, look, no one else is doing a QR code sign up at the cons. Everyone's doing paper, everyone's writing chicken scratch. We go to clubs, we go to bars, they do QR code, they do karaoke battles. I'm literally I'm trying to take ideas from outside and bring them to the con to make it better, because the whole rinse and repeat thing, I hate it. It's terrible. I hate it when people play it safe. We have too many game show panels. At one point, 10 years ago, we had too many Ask a Cosplayer panels. It was Hataya this, Homestuck that. I'm like,
yeah.
And then those got out of hand because it was teenagers cosplaying with grown adults asking them questions they shouldn't be asking.
Which is a massive.
I know my panel. I know one of the panels I did was con survival, a con survival panel, which I feel is a very essential one to have. Probably a con etiquette one for sure. Not that people are going to go to it, but I had over like 50 people go to my con survival one, including my uncle, because it was my uncle's first anime convention last year, and he was like, they really should have put your panel like first thing Friday morning at the start of the con instead of in the middle. I'm like, it's not going to work that way, Uncle Sam. It's not going to work that way.
Savvy's con survival panel is one of my favorite con survival panels, to be fair, because I think she explains it way better than a lot of other people do.
Oh, you went to it?
Yeah, I've been to everyone's panels, unlike this guy.
Hey.
Wait, no, I think I saw you at my Build Book panel. You were at my Build Book panel, I think, too, right? Yep. Yeah, I saw you there. Everyone, I felt so bad because I was speed running like the whole topic, and it was like, is anyone lost? Is anyone confused? Because my teacher voice came out, and I was just like, okay, point 1, 2, 3, 4, let's get it done. And then I had maybe like, I think the entire panel done in 30 minutes. So we were just sitting there asking questions and doing random things asking about contests and stuff like that. And I felt so bad because some of the questions that I was asked, I felt really mean on, and I didn't even mean to be. Like, someone asked me, so what happens if my phone gets destroyed, or like it gets broken or something, and I have all my photos on that phone? And I'm like, I mean, this is the nicest way possible, but do you remember when I said, don't wait till last minute and back up everything and put everything on a PDF and everything so you have it, so you don't have that issue, and print it out before you go? And she kind of like just lost her expression. I felt so bad about it, but it's like I already kind of explained that earlier in the panel. You don't want the judges to be looking at your build book on a tiny little phone.
Yeah.
And they need to have it in their hand after prejudging so they can look back on it if they need to.
I feel called out.
Oh, did you used to do that?
No, I mean, because
he doesn't go to anyone else's panels.
No, not that. It's that when I lose my phone. First off, you always call me off for that, and I'll tell you the same thing I do. I got stuff to do. Without my phone, I can't unlock my cards to pay for food to eat or do anything. And as soon as the con started Thursday night, I lost my phone for 2 days.
Oof.
That's why no one can ever, and this is not just Delta, this is any convention we go, I'll lose my phone, and not on purpose either. And nobody can reach me. They got to contact other people that might have seen me.
It is a pattern. I will text someone else first that I've seen him with before I text him.
Yeah, so I was like, I should actually keep physical debit cards on me from now on.
At least one.
No, but Sonic, yeah, I'll admit, like, okay, we left. We tried to do the community songs that we didn't do on Friday on Saturday because I had to leave Chandler in charge for an hour while I did fan fiction. So that's really what it. Because there are two things. One, I always want to do a Selena song.
Did you actually did it? Because I don't know what time.
Yeah, we did it. We did it early, like within the second hour.
On Friday or Saturday?
Saturday.
Really? Because I was there and I didn't hear you singing.
We did her last song that they did a music. We did "Dreaming of You."
No, yeah, I was there. You didn't sing it.
We did it. Yeah, we did. We did "Dreaming of You."
Was the first hour or the second? Or I don't know.
Might have been maybe in the first hour.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, like I would have heard that.
Look, man, I had been at that point. I'd already been.
We all been through a lot, yeah.
And like I was already I was worried about the room party because plus like when I tell you that we work with Delta HCon Safety, like we heard of like we'll hear mummers of like something going on, and then we will get together with safety and we will handle the situation. So we heard stories about things going on with some people just being very inappropriate with other cosplayers, and we had to tackle that issue during karaoke. And so like me, like safety and us, we are like pretty close during karaoke. Like we communicate everything. If he needs to go to the bathroom, he'll tell me. If I need to go to the bathroom, I'll tell them. So that's how much we work with them. So the whole night, honestly, I think Saturday was definitely more successful than any previous Delta karaoke we've ever had. But it is what it is at that point.
Yeah, a lot of people did. That was a big turnout, especially during like the later hours. You know, it still got a big turnout.
Right. Yeah, it was still pretty big until 3 when everybody realized it wasn't ending. All right. Suffering. All right, let's get yours out of the way. Besides me not attending anybody else's panels.
Okay, so I mean, just constantly doing panels the entire time. Like only me in Mexico can say that at this point, right? Because that's what we were essentially doing. I kind of agree with Sonic on almost everything. It just it does feel too samey, and I was like, the biggest difference that happened in Delta was the floors in the venue space. That was the biggest change, right? And I was like, I commented it being like, wow, this feels like a brand new venue, but it's the same Delta. It's the same energy. I was telling my wife this as well, but like, it's Delta. It's the same every year, right? I was texting people, be like, oh, I need to run home real quick because I'm debuting a panel tomorrow. I want to go over everything on Saturday. So I was just sitting at home working on the panel, and they were like, yo, where you at? Be like, I'll come back in an hour. It's fine. Like, it's Delta. So it's a lot of that like comfort and stagnancy is what's affecting the con, especially. You notice it as the con grows bigger than what you're used to seeing it. I think here, especially like when things were getting crowded on Saturday and Sunday, we especially noticed that there's more people and there's more eyes on this con. But if they're not doing anything different or creative, they're going to be the same people that, you know, Frost just talked about, is like, I don't want to go back because it's all the same thing. And that's the thing I worry about the most with this convention, is it is my home con and I will support it to death. But like, you need to push the envelope sometimes. You need to try new things. You need to be able to put things out there that really, really make a difference in what your con environment is called. Because, you know, we talk about like the gaming setup, for example. Like Delta used to advertise itself as Houston's premier anime and gaming convention, and then you look at what their gaming setups have turned into now, or you look at how few people are in their analog game room, and it just doesn't feel like they still have the identity that they want in place, in a sense that you don't have to commit to a bit to try something new, especially when you feel like you're using your space correctly. Now, do I think there needs to be 2 screening rooms that no one's ever in? Probably not. Do I think that some of that West Chase venue can be used a little bit better, and they could probably take a few lessons from SumiCon, because for that same venue, they are competing. What are people going to remember more of the West Chase? They can remember SumiCon, or are they going to remember Delta? And that's where it is at this point. And if people remember SumiCon more when Delta's been there for so much longer, that does pose a little bit of an issue, right? So I think on the memorability factor and, you know, how do you remember DHC 2026? It just felt like more Delta, and it's exactly what I expected. And just the thing not being able to be like, oh, there wasn't anything like fun or interesting or new going on this year is my main knock on the convention. Everything else was fine and great. As much as I crapped on Panel Room 3 in this particular podcast, it's the same old Panel Room 3 I remember. So I still hold it with some loving care and dear, and I will still bring my whole setup there because I want to support my local con. So my overall feelings are just like there just needs to be more happening. There just needs to be more tried. I feel like that didn't happen this year, even though the con grew and noticeably grew.
I think the whole same thing. And this is for the panels. I think that there are too many people just playing it safe with the panels. Mm-hmm. There are too many people that are just, you know what? Game shows are rinse and repeat, and that's. I know some my friends like Tiffy Time wants to do. By the way, we do have someone in the group Discord. By the way, guys, named Tiffy Time. I know. I think too, because game shows are rinse and repeat. You can download the panel online. You can just use that format, use that program, use that whatever it is. There are a few that are a little bit innovative, but it's mostly just the same thing over and over and over. UshiCon was 80% game show, and that was really annoying, even though that was not their fault. They can't control what people submit and what people do submit, and then they cancel at the last minute. So, also, Night, by the way, unfortunately, the West Chase Marriott is like the biggest location that's not NRG or George R. Brown. There isn't. You can probably name a hotel with a convention center, but like square footage wise, that is the hero.
That is the hero.
That is the hero.
The leap of fate.
There's just. That's why I created To Be or Not to Be, because I wanted to be like, I've been making brand new panels for every con we attend this year. And I've never done a game show before. And I have to say, I absolutely hated making that damn slideshow. Because they didn't have one like that. So I had to go and make everything from scratch. Yeah, okay. It's the cheaper hotel. It's also like one of the largest. There aren't too many in Houston that are.
A lot of logistics.
There's a lot of logistics. There's a lot of hotels that don't have. And even then, even square footage wise, there are a lot of hotels that might seem bigger, but square footage, it's just they do have more. I feel like maybe, and this is just me, they need to get rid of the anime viewing room.
I barely see anybody there. There's only like one person.
I took a peek on it, and maybe one person was there, and then when I went back over there again, it was empty.
It's a tradition. That's why it's still there.
There's a bit of redundancy as just sort of a decompress or like a de-stim room, to both have a manga reading room and like two viewing rooms. And I think like the biggest issue I have with a viewing room is like I was peeking in the viewing room quite consistently, because this is what a lot of people criticize about Delta, is the fact that they won't change the two viewing room thing. And sometimes the second viewing room didn't even have anything playing. Mm-hmm. And during a World Cup weekend, I'm sorry, there's something you can easily put on your Roku, right? Like, and put in that viewing room.
Should have put the game.
Use the space that you have.
I guarantee you, if they would have put the game on both of the areas that they did, it would have been filled up.
Yeah.
A lot of conventions still do the anime viewing room because it's a traditional thing. It's kind of the reason why like Vince McMahon still use actual ropes for the professional wrestling ring. Mm-hmm. It's traditional. I think get rid of all the viewing rooms. Just get rid of them. And do what Colossal did. Put a TV next to the couches.
You and I both say that Colossal has the best model for how to do anime viewing, because you just
there's a couch, there's a TV,
and you're giving a showcase.
Get rid of the viewing rooms. You could easily make that something else.
Yeah.
You could make.
I don't even know how popular the AMV contest is.
Oh, they promoted the hell out of that.
It seemed this year they had like
a lot this year.
Yeah, because there was like a lot of finalists. I know one year, many years back, I tried to submit an AMV because I used to edit a lot of AMVs back in the day, and they canceled it because they claimed, oh, we didn't have enough participants, so sorry, if you sent an entry, but the contest was canceled. And I went, oh, okay, and never really did it again because I thought it was dying out. It was like a dying art. And then I don't know what the heck happened. Now it's like every year now.
It's because a lot of people stopped caring. Dave, who runs the Anime Houston page, got put in charge, and he promoted the hell out of it. Mm. Like I mean, he practically went to every club, every restroom in every club, and posted up flyers. No, it was everywhere. There were a lot of flyers.
Oh yeah.
You push it and you make it a big deal. people will see it as a big deal and they'll want to participate. But for the most part, the reason why it's kind of a dying niche for a lot of cons is people just stop caring about it because it's not like the cosplay competition, or if you don't promote it, it's like out of sight, out of mind. If they don't know about it, then they're gonna forget it exists and no one's gonna care.
I actually saw where somebody suggested, I can't remember where I saw it, and Savvy, I think you probably saw it as well, I'm not quite sure. I saw where someone suggested for like a halftime show for the cosplay contest, you play the AMV finalists there.
I think that would have worked. That would have been
A lot of
That would've really
you
cool.
You play it there and announce the winner there as well as part of the halftime performance. Somebody just suggested that way it opens up a slot on Sunday for something or something like that. I'm not sure, but I saw that be a suggestion. I was like, oh, that'd be cool because like I'm already in the audience, so I would watch that. But that was like a suggestion that I saw for the AMV contest to like promote it more. And why not? Like one way to do that is to do it at a halftime show for the cosplay contest where most of the con is already at. But that was like one suggestion that I saw from somebody to be like to promote it more. But I think I would have to go back, but that would be going way, way back over the last few years. This year's probably been like the most amount of finalists that I've seen for the AMV contest at Delta in a long time.
Yeah, they actually did have like a long list of like of people that were in it and who made it to the finals. It was a big deal this year. This year it was a big deal, and I like that idea. Play the finalists during the cosplay competition. I feel like it should be a fan voted thing though, like play like the final 3 and then do like a QR code and have them vote for the one they liked. Make it more interactive with the cosplay competition. I'm all about fan interaction. I read that as something else. Jazz at the con.
What's going on?
Chat. What did you like? What did you dislike?
So, and this is, I guess, specifically because it just lined up this year. Watching the last 2 games of the World Cup, that was pretty fun.
Oh yeah, we did watch France and England play, didn't we?
You hate watching the whole thing.
I always hate watching that game.
But back to it, just felt really nice to be back there paneling again. I think I had missed. I know last year I missed. I can't remember if I did 2024 or not. I think I did, and it just it always feels good to go back to a place that and still get the same reaction from people. It's like, hey, people still enjoy hearing me do this. So but yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say about that.
Okay. All right. JJ, are you still here?
I'm still here.
All right. Is it yours out of the way? What'd you like? What'd you dislike?
Okay, this is mostly oddly specifically for me since I was just I was at my booth just.
Well, that's actually kind of why I wanted you to give because you had a booth.
Yeah. Okay, so my experience was all right. Just getting to see people like I'm so used to going to gaming conventions, so there's a bit of like a prerequisite knowledge to play video games. There are people who had completely different spectrums of playing games, from I never touched a controller to I can speedrun this. So engaging with different types of people was really interesting, helping like shape up or rough out my newest entry in my game. So I got better feedback because my game is like barely in alpha. It was like a really early build, so I'm trying to like grasp the tutorial level, so that helped me with that. One thing I didn't like was also oddly specific just for me. I stepped away from the booth for a bit and switched to my Mario and Luigi. I mean, my brother switched to Mario and Luigi, right? And we like asked all the hotel and staff, "It's okay, we do this." We jump and play some noise. We just so like you can hear if you're in our little within our radius, like more like a foot or so. One staff member got on us the whole time every time we jumped. I started screaming at us just because we were playing sounds. So we just said, okay, I'm not even going to argue. We just kind of rolled. We just kind of walked away at that point. But I don't know why that staff member just really was in name of us. But everyone else, we asked permission and even adjusted, and they were completely having fun with it. So I don't know, but that did dampen things a bit for us for a bit.
Next time, if you do that again next year, let me know. We can actually, I'll take you to. I was talking to the general manager of the hotel.
Yeah,
and he's really cool, and he actually hooked us up for a couple years.
Mm-hmm.
We were able to check in at 9:00 in the morning with no early check-in fee.
Nice.
As a matter of fact, he recognized it. He's like, "Oh, welcome back. Come on in."
All right.
Like, take their money quick.
They pay well.
They're mine.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know what was up with that sentiment. I wasn't going to argue. They were doing their job and trying to nip it in the butt to what I get, but at the same time, it was like, it was what he did. It was like how they kind of like aggressively.
I will say this as somebody that's worked in a hotel, some employees do tend to get a little bit.
It wasn't even it wasn't the hotel. Was it where the artist alleys were?
Oh, okay, yeah. Then we'll talk to Sarah.
I don't.
Anyways, all right. So we got haters.
Yeah, we got a lot of.
It might have been Ross.
It's like Enzo Amore said. We got a couple haters.
Got a couple haters.
All right. Diamond, this is your first Delta. This is why yours is kind of like unique. This was your first Delta HCon ever.
Because I have only been to probably like bigger cons 3 times, and then this year I went to a smaller con, a few other smaller cons. So, but specifically Delta was probably the main priority for me this year, because there was not a single person that I talked to, whether that be this group or outside of the friend group, that said you have to go to Delta. So I really liked the layout. The layout, I felt like, at least for what I saw for the short period of time that I was able to, I think I do agree. And this is like, at this point, this is beating a dead horse at this point. I felt like the panel rooms were a little bit small, but it's expected because of the location and whatnot. I also agree with Sonic. When I looked at the gaming rooms, I was like, oh, what's this? And I looked at the gaming sign, and then I looked at it, and I'm like, I was like, I got disappointed. All I had to do was literally, no offense, but like, because I was interested, and then when I saw how it was and the layout, I was just like, never mind. But I did enjoy the artist alley a lot. I think they did a good job with putting a bunch of artists there. I did see a sign from an artist saying support real artists, not AI. So I really like that a lot, that they are, at least for Delta, they're really considering actually bringing out like actual artists that will, because I did see someone drawing and doing sketches while people were buying stuff. So all in all, there was like a lot of good, a lot of bad. But I really did enjoy Delta.
Okay.
Going to Delta. So
I will say this real quick. I'm just gonna get out of the way. I didn't get to experience too much of the actual convention, so I can't really. I enjoyed it for the most part, but the things I will say this: there was too many singing panels.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't enough actual adult panels. This isn't a knock on Frost and her group of friends. There were a couple too many slumber party panels.
Hey, I had no room. It's perfect.
There were like 3, and there was one panel. Look, TK is part of the drag show team, right?
Mm-hmm.
TK stays in our room, and TK was explaining to us one of the panels. It's where they all the drag group just all kind of sit around and play D&D while dressed up in drag. And I was like, and that was an 18+ panel. I'm like, how is that adult? I don't get it. I feel like there should be more adult panels that are more fan interactive, more comedy based, more entertaining, more like the fan fiction panel. I'm literally mentally torturing myself for other people to laugh. But overall, we'll start with Diamond first. Score out of 1 to 10. Go 1 to 10. Come on, 1 to 10. 1 being anime Matsuri, 10 being perfect.
Give it for a first con 8 out of 10.
Okay, Chad.
8 out of 10.
Frost.
I would say 8 out of 10.
She's never gonna give it. Savvy.
9 out of
Okay.
10.
Sonic.
9.
Yeah, I'd say about an 8.
8. We got 2 9s and several 8s. And JJ.
8 out of 10. Something right.
I think 8 is pretty reasonable. That's pretty much. Yeah. I think
Did you just skip me?
No, you said 9.
No,
he
has.
I heard 9. Okay.
I said 8.
Okay, that's why I said there's 2 9s. I thought you said 9 because I heard you talk.
So there's only one
Suffering.
9.
What do you give it?
No, I said we have 1 9, but I give it an 8.
Oh, I heard you say 9. That's what I heard.
Yeah.
And then poop. I almost called him Pope.
Pope.
Suffering. Suffering Junior.
Suffering's brother. Suffering Junior.
Gives it a 10 out of 10. So, let me see. All right, so Delta HCon this year will get from Geeks Fiverr overall score of an 8.5 out of 10.
Oh, wait, was that an actual average or? Just...
No, I actually just put it in because I was writing it down.
All right.
I have my phone right here in my hand.
Got it. Just want to be sure.
I use AI to help me, fool.
That's not a good thing to say. That's not a good thing to admit like that.
Don't tell anybody else.
Do math?
You can literally type it on a spreadsheet and go average. All right.
Yeah. Or you could have just wrote like 8 times.
Do you want me to write an app for you?
I was very vocal with everyone when I said I was a special education student in school. So I do use AI to help me because English and writing, I can do math, but English and writing were like the things I really did not do well in. I was behind. I'm not ashamed to admit that I use AI because it helps me.
As long as you're not making flyers with it.
I'm not making art. I literally make our thumbnails. I make all of our thumbnails.
Yeah, no,
I know because Heroes on them.
Again, that's what I'm saying. As long as you're not doing AI art or AI flyers or anything like that.
All right, guys. I want to thank everybody for coming on. I know it was a really long. A lot of y'all had a lot to say. Y'all did. I will say this: Sunday was great. We watched the World Cup in the hotel room. Everybody had fun. Sonic walked away with a brand new belt.
Yeah. Let's go.
Diamond died and came back to life. Died on a Friday, came back on a Sunday.
You made people cry. That was not
okay. Nobody cried. One person cried. I got to see Savvy again. Yeah, I got a new belt. Chad got a new belt. JJ got to hang out at his first room party. Suffering did suffering stuff. Frost got to compete in the cosplay competition.
Yeah, we all accomplished something this weekend. Yep. At the end of the day.
Let's go.
No, I did. I managed to make her mad. She's like, "Where you been all weekend?" As soon as I got home today. That's all I did. Is I managed to make, because it was my sister's baby shower, so my mom agreed to watch my kid. And they kind of left her there all weekend. She didn't see me all weekend. So, right? Daddy was gone on weekend?
You gotta go get that girl some McDonald's.
Go get her McDonald's.
Yeah, get her McDonald's. Hope you have the rewards because you're gonna get a bunch of points.
I've been getting a lot actually. I think I'm at like 7,000 now.
She's owed like 2 Happy Meals
for yourself.
Yeah, I didn't accomplish anything. What do you mean? I didn't accomplish anything. Oh, I managed to accomplish the hotel room not catching on fire.
That's an accomplishment.
None of the honey buns survived, by the way. I ate the
can't do 17 anywhere, man.
I really cannot.
We can't leave him.
We'll share the shenanigans of the hotel room this Wednesday. We're going to talk more about anime Matsuri, but I do have a question for Frost and Savvy and Sonic. How do y'all feel about this? This is a question I want y'all to think about, but we were going to cover a topic as should conventions put restrictions on smart glasses.
Yes.
Yeah,
100%.
Especially at a convention where there's families.
Yep.
There's already been so many online things that were posted about people wearing meta glasses and recording people without their consent already, just on TikTok and Instagram, as soon as they came out, and it's gotten worse, progressively worse throughout the last couple of months.
Yeah. It's because also not just that itself, but like I understand when people go to a convention, they're fully aware that they're going to get recorded. They may get photos, like you may be in the background. There was a guy yesterday I'm not gonna say it's kind of related to this. It's not the someone took a photo of our cosplay. So me and my girlfriend were cosplaying for K-pop Demon Hunters. She did Mira. I was one of the Saja boys with her. The guy took a photo of us as a friend of mine. He took a photo of us. I was like, everything seems cool. But then a guy approached us and said, "Hey, by chance, were any of those photos, was I in them?" And we were like, "What?" It's like, I don't think so. He's like, "Well, the thing is, though, I'm a little uncomfortable, me having photos of me taken." And then we checked. They're like, "No, you weren't there. I mean, I guess you were behind us." And it was kind of weird because we're like, okay, you go to a convention knowing that you're gonna get photos taken of you. You should have expected. I don't know why you're. And the way you confronted us felt kind of awkward. I was like, what? You know what I mean?
Well, yes and no.
Right.
Yes and no. There's a huge difference between like you walking into a photo at the wrong time.
Yeah.
I feel like he just doesn't understand the concept of con etiquette when it comes to like if you see someone having a picture taken and you don't want to be in it, stop, wait for you to get permission to pass or go behind the camera.
Yeah, they did. So the thing was like it was like they were taking photos of us. I guess he was in the background, just walking in the background. I guess, and then
so that was on him.
Yeah, if anything, we didn't know that was gonna happen. We didn't see anybody behind us, and then he approached us, told us, "Is any? I don't feel comfortable." I'm like, in my brain, I'm like, so let me get this straight. You went to a convention knowing that you're gonna get photos of you taken regardless, and come on, bro, like a little chore. It would be such a chore. You know what I mean?
Right, and even then, like whenever. I feel like that is on him because whenever people are taking photos with cameras or phones, it's kind of obvious.
Yeah. And it's not like they're hiding it in like
even if you're like sneaky, you still have it like right here, like right.
Yeah, it's a lack of situational awareness on his part. But I will also say the idea that you are going to a con, you are for sure going to have your picture taken. It's kind of like a really bad way to look at it and a real bad way to kind of present it. Because,
right. No,
again. So yeah, someone's going to take a photo for sure. Like that's going to happen regardless. But no one should have the expectation like, oh, you're wearing a costume. You owe me a photo.
No, it's not like that. Yeah,
one of the restrictions I think that I will argue, and I think this would kind of help with trying to figure out if there should be a restriction, is that when you go to a panel and they tell you no phones, no cameras, no recording of any kind. No
Anime Expo, they would always tell us ahead of time, we don't allow recording, we don't allow any of the stuff.
We see you with the phone, don't even have your phone out. You got an emergency, go outside.
Yeah.
Right? With the glasses, is it simple as you just wearing your glasses? Unless somebody really looks at it and they look for that detail, for the most part, they're not gonna know.
Yeah,
because nowadays they've advanced it to the point to where it just looks like regular glasses.
Yeah.
Actually, they are changing the framework again.
Okay.
They've changed it. They're making the frame super, super, super bulky, like in the corner areas, and they're making it to where it's nearly impossible not to see the camera lens. Because we had a couple of middle school kids with the old version of Meta glasses trying to use them during the STAR testing. Like they're very easy to see now. And especially if you're at badge pickup, if you're paying attention and looking out for them, then they're very easy to see. And a lot of Houston cons for sure are actually starting to look out for them as well, because it's getting absolutely ridiculous.
They're really like trying to crack down on it because because not only like obviously like you don't want to accidentally walk in front of like somebody's photo or video or whatever, but like there are some voice actors or celebrity guests that have a strict no video, no photo policy. And we need to obviously respect that. So with the Meta glasses, even I'm over here like, yeah, no, those do not need to be allowed in the con spaces, because if there's a reason a cosplay guest, a voice actor guest, or a celebrity guest have that at their table or even at the start of their line, no photos or videos beyond this point, there's probably a reason for that. And when I started seeing where cons were cracking down on it, I said, good, it needs to.
I had a conversation with one of my voice actor friends that I guested with at a smaller con, and he was telling me that a lot of the people who are in charge of handling voice actors going to places, like the managers and all that fun stuff, they are actually enforcing that no meta AI glasses or anything like that. Period. Like, and they're enforcing that at the bigger conventions because people are trying to use meta glasses as a way to get a photo or a video of the voice actor interaction without paying for the video or interaction. And then they're also taking that audio or that the camera footage that they get and filtering it through AI to make them look like they're doing something they're not supposed to be doing. It's a huge safety risk at that point.
It is.
Especially the laws in some states have cracked down on using AI for that kind of stuff.
Right.
Like that's obviously that's a big issue, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I already have issues with people trying to take pictures of me without my consent.
Same.
I really don't want to. I don't want to be recorded by meta glasses because, like, the one video I do remember, there was one guy who was recording. I think it was a cosplayer who was also at a bodybuilding convention because they were in the same building, and he was giving the cosplayer a rash of crap and like saying a whole bunch of mean and weird stuff to her or to the cosplayer. And he's like, "Oh yeah, no, you don't deserve to be here," or anything like that. And he recorded the entire interaction, and he posted the cosplayer being visibly upset for being recorded by the meta glasses. And everyone was like, "Yeah, she's upset because you recorded her without her consent and she caught you. And you literally filmed her catching you doing it and you still posted it."
Yeah.
It's like a case of like you didn't double check before you posted this thing. You really didn't think, it's gonna backfire. Like, oh, maybe this will backfire on me, or you didn't learn your lesson.
Maybe I'm the bad guy in this situation.
But yeah, no, it's gotten really bad for cosplayers too, because people like go up to people who are wearing like cosplays of their favorite character or their favorite waifu or whatever, and they're making AI videos of the person that they got that footage of, and it's just
concerning.
horrid.
Yeah. It's like and I don't mean to speak ill on like streamers, but it's like a streamer running up and shoving a camera in your face when you don't really want to be in their video because you know what it's gonna do. They're literally
cosplayer who shall not be named, who's been banned from multiple cons for doing the same exact thing and running into walls and doing stupid stuff.
I wonder who that could be.
I was there when
Fuck 'em.
they were the reason that we was like, but no, not WeebCon, when the Gay Lord, the year WeebCon, like not before, like the year before WeebCon had to move to like the industry convention center or whatever. Like I was there the year the fountain incident happened.
Yeah, I was there too.
Really pissed off. I was there.
Yeah.
I was there.
One of my cosplay friends, Sarah, she literally got snapped at by the security because of what he did.
Yeah, I was there by myself. I wasn't even in cosplay, but I called my roommate at the time, and I was like, "Girl, you got to come pick me up. I do not feel safe here anymore." I was like, "You got to come pick me up."
So this is gonna be I have to cut it off there because food because I haven't eaten today.
Oh yeah, it's already 11.
Yeah, it's like 4 hours.
Yeah.
But,
this is a long
show. For 3 hours.
No, it's been 4. It's been 4. We're 8 minutes short of 4. So this is a subject that we are going to talk about because there are multiple subjects we're doing. We're going to cover Etchy Expo once more. Little Peachy Sweet will be joining us for that one because they did file for bankruptcy.
Oh.
And they got it.
Yep.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
Oh, that's a lot.
And I know it sounds rough, but that means that their $1 million debt is now gone.
Yep.
And we're going to talk about the glasses. We're going to talk about Etchy Expo. We're going to do our Friday episode about anime Matsuri. We're going to do another episode about Delta where we cover all the shenanigans.
Let's go.
And then we got to do one with Aaron, who's going to talk about tarot card reading and all that stuff.
Let's go.
I want to go to that one. I want to hear that one. I want to see that one because I also do tarot.
You can come on. I mean,
but
if you're
yeah,
interested, if y'all are interested in any of the episodes we're like mentioning, you can come on. Just gotta let me know.
Okay. Yeah.
The meta glasses
But,
one is a
I'll-
big subject though, because the guys that run a lot of conventions in Texas did suggest it as a topic.
Mm-hmm.
You ready?
But yeah, no, I'll see everyone at Tokyo X. Hopefully.
We have like maybe 2 more cons left in us. I got San Japan and Colossal.
Yep.
Let's go, San Japan.
Because I do run karaoke for them.
I may be going to San Japan because 2 of my cosplay kids are getting married in Austin, and they want to go to San Japan right after.
Okay.
So I may be going. I don't know.
Are they
yet.
getting married before San Japan?
They're getting married before San Japan, and they're doing their honeymoon with all of their friends at San Japan.
We will.
together.
If you bring them to karaoke, we will dedicate a song to them.
I'm sure you guys are familiar. You guys know Nobleman Parker? He's kind of popular on TikTok. He's a San Antonio local cosplayer.
His name sounds familiar to me.
Not.
He used to cosplay Hawks a lot.
Yes.
He started doing.
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he started cosplaying back in 2024 or 2023. He's one of my cosplay kids in the San Antonio Seguin area, and he's getting married to his fiance in September.
Heck yeah!
So I'm like really excited. I cosplay family so hard. I got invited to a wedding.
Unfortunately, one of my cosplay kids decided to do something stupid on the internet. So
yeah,
oof.
Big oof.
Oof.
Oh, you heard all about it. They called DreamCon the Ghetto WeebCon.
Oh yeah, no, I know.
Not so say
Me and cosplay kid were actually dance partners for the Kimo Kawaii fashion show. So we had a dance routine together. I was her prince, and she was my Lolita for that dance routine. So I was very much mortified.
All right, guys. I'm gonna post their Instagrams and their whatnot so you can follow them. Thank you for joining us on the Discord. I mean, on the
Discord. Yep.
Discord.
Thank you for coming live on the Discord.
All right, you can follow Diamond. His link tree is also available. You can also follow Keyblade Sonic, who's an upcoming voice actor. He'll be spin dashing his way into your ears.
Not upcoming. I'm currently a voice actor now. At this point, yeah, I've already made money voice acting. So at this point, I already am a voice actor.
Rookie voice actor.
So does that mean I'm professional? I've gotten paid to DJ and do podcasting. So am I professional?
Yes.
Yeah, technically you are. If you get paid for it, you are pretty much.
Frequency doesn't matter. It's just that it happened.
Okay, well, okay then. All right.
Cool.
You can follow Savvy and Frost. Elf, I'll also post their links. Press Serenity, welcome back. We haven't heard from you in a while. Follow that looks like it says something else, but it's Jazz at the Con. You can follow Diamond. You can follow
it's just a font.
And Nintendium. And you can also follow Suffering. We got Suffering's link tree now.
Yeah, let's go.
Finally got that up.
It's
Yep.
finally.
Let's go.
Love to see it.
We'll be back Wednesday to talk about the. I think we're gonna have an episode on Wednesday and Friday because we're gonna cover Anime Matsuri. So it's gonna be a busy week this week, and then we're getting ready for possible Anime North Texas, but we don't know because nobody's heard from them.
Yeah,
and the con is 3 weeks away.
Ooh.
I also haven't heard from
cutting
SGPS,
close.
and it's the same weekend. So
yeah, and also
Up in the air.
Also, there is a potential tropical storm they may hit this weekend. So that's another thing we have to keep an eye out.
All right, Zelda, you're stuck living with Daddy permanently.
But in all honesty, if it does start developing a little bit more, just be careful out there, stay safe.
don't go to Matsuri.
Some conventions are not worth risking your life.
Serenity, share the tea with us in. Okay. Share the tea with us in Discord so we can talk about it this week on Friday.
Yeah. So
let's go.
Anyway, yeah. So anyway, weather forbids. If anybody going to conventions, anything like that, stay safe. Please be careful. I don't know. Like for example, Classic Game Fest in Austin this coming weekend. So that's one of the conventions besides
I'll be there.
Matsuri.
Let's go.
I'll be here.
Give me a free badge. Give me a free badge. I want to go see.
There's a discount code that I'm I did see. I'm like, oh,
I ain't
shit.
got no money.
Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell icon to get.
All right, yeah. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and if you do subscribe, hit the notification, ringling the dingly button so you can be notified every time we go live. If you haven't already liked the video, check us out on Wednesday, check us out on Friday. I will post everybody's links and everything like that. Kiddo's getting hungry. The Switch is about to die, and I gotta get her to sleep before midnight because she goes back to school in 3 weeks, and she'll stay up until 4 in the morning.
Sheesh.
Yeah. You better get used to. You gotta hurry, get used to it now.
All right, time for bed.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Y'all take care, y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all stay safe.
Look, people are already leaving.
Buy me a classic Game Fest. Stop in my booth. It's called Ultra Golf Revolution.
All right, everybody just wave so I can play the video.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Later.
Bye.